Hey, Melody. I'm just setting up, so I've got to adjust all the settings and everything and zoom in. Okay, it's crooked. There we go. Hey, Julie. Hang on, guys. I got to fix everything now. Let's see, zoom in. Let's see if I can see the color. Let's see what else. Hang on, guys. I have to do all this after I go live because I can't open my camera software ahead of time. And yeah. So hey guys, hey Button. Franna, and I got to get my voice going here. Hey, wee hootie. Sorry, guys, I got to get a crack-a-lack in here. Let me zoom in again. Some more. That looks pretty good. How's everybody doing? I'm going to have to go get some juice. Hang on, guys. My voice isn't working. All right, can't come in. Cats want in. Okay, got some juice. Hopefully that'll help. Okay. Been busy morning. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. Okay, and the camera is crooked. There we go. So I thought I'd work in these books with markers. If I can get my voice going. So, catch my breath. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Hey, Scoops, Crafting Amy, Melody, Julie Topaz, Purdy Cat. Hey, Purdy Cat. That Purdy Cat. Purdy Cat. Hey, Ann. Thanks, everybody, for being here. It was a busy morning. Wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but here we are. Got to move my fan up. Just blowing the camera cord. Sorry, guys. I got to do all the setting up after I hit live because I can't see anything until I go live. So, hey, Jean, I did set the low. What was it called? Low whatever. Low latency. I set that, Jean. So hopefully that will help anybody that has buffering issues. Yes, happy impromptu Friday. Yeah. So hey, Luna. Thank you. Yeah, and y'all set your little wheels to HD if you haven't already. So yeah, hopefully that'll work for anybody buffering, Jean. Jean gives me all these little tips. Go in your settings, put it on low latency. The little teacher in her comes out. I can hear her voice in my head. Hey, Suze, how you been? Haven't seen you around, seen you around much. Sorry, guys, got to get my voice going here. I'm drinking some juice. At least I don't have a headache today. Monday, I had a headache for the 4-hour stream, a sinus pressure, weather headache, but it's better now. So, but now I just got to get my voice going here. Oh, good. I'm glad you're better. Hey, Heather. Yeah, good, wee hootie. Hey, Amy, Robin, Kimberly, everybody. Hey, Janet. How's your internet setting up going? Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Lydia. Hey, Robin. Is the cable still outside your window, Janet? Monday morning. Ah, okay. They are coming Monday morning? I think you told me that. Yeah, we said for the come on my show and do a test after you get hooked up to make sure everything's working. Hey, Lori. Happy Ray. A whole week away. I'm sure she'll be ecstatic when she gets her HD going. So yeah, so I had a busy morning. Hubster's just coming back from another walk. He usually walks twice in the morning, and I had a point of leaving immediately after they get it set. Oh, so you won't even be able to stream on your first day of getting it, Janet? Hey, Barbara. Well, you'll have to do it maybe sometime on Tuesday or something, Janet. So yeah, I was working in this book when I first got. I did a little test. You'll do a Tuesday for sure. Okay. So uh, Gracias Salvo, Kenny sent these two Flowers and Gems and Mascara by Mardell Rubio. And so I was playing with markers in them when the day I got them. I haven't got very far. I did make me a little number sheet so I remember what markers I'm using. And so using Copics, and I pulled out a Sargent, one of these cheap Sargent, budget friendly Sargent watercolors. I got some of these. They're just plain old brush tip. I mean, I think the whole pack was $3. They're really inexpensive. They're like the budget brand that there is. But I like this pink color. So for the flowers, so I used a little bit of that, and then I used a couple of Copics. I don't care, whatever works. Uh, hey, Kenneth, Panda, Mitzi, anybody else I miss? Thanks for popping in on my Friday impromptu. Like I said, I wasn't sure I was going to make it this morning. Got all kinds of things going on. But hey, Faithful, April. Hey, April, Sarah. The pink. Yeah, that's just a Sargent marker. They come in a pack like this. They're brush tip markers, but they're just the cheapest ones you can buy. Hey, Karen. Hey, Holly. So I like to say hi to, as many people as I can before we get started. Yeah. Well, now I got to say, the one thing I would pay attention to as far as markers go, if you're going to do any kind of marker faces and stuff, nothing beats Copic for faces. nothing blends like a Copic. I'm not done with her. You can see how far I've gone here. I'm still working on her, but nothing blends like a Copic for skin. Anything else, you go for it. But I would recommend, and you can get the pack. These are not all the ones that came in, and I think I have 2 different packs here of the Chows. I don't even know because they're all mixed up. But anyway, you can get a pack of, I think it's 6. I think it's 5 or 6 in a pack. Skin tones at Michael's. Use a coupon, a 40 or 50% off coupon, and get those skin tones. Get the Copic Chow set of skin tones. And I think there's a light set and a dark set. But again, I've got mine all mixed up, so I don't know what came with what. But just look for skin tones. The skin tone Chow set at Michael's for with a coupon, because then you get a whole bunch, right? But hey, Kim. Well, I hope you're all right there, Kim. Is it your back? Is today your back surgery? I think I have that right. So also, I got an email. I do not know any details or anything, but apparently Kenny's in the hospital. So she was well. I mean, she could email me. So she's obviously she didn't tell me a bunch of details though. So if I hear anything, I'll let y'all know. But she was in the hospital. She's been having health issues, but I don't know what she's in there for today. And I didn't let my nails dry, so they're all peeling off here. I just threw on the polish and it was still wet. Billy, hey. Kia. Oh, that was good. Yeah, Kia said she got a bunch of Copics for when her scrapbook store. Is it your scrapbook store went out of business? Got them for cheap. So yeah, Calera, hey Susan, hey everybody. If I miss saying hi, do you remember if you talk to me to put it in caps? Hey Cheshire, so I see it. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you're talking to each other, and I try to read some of that chat too. But obviously, I'm not going to be able to read everything. Hey Dusty, Passionista. Thanks everybody for being here. So I just thought we'd color, maybe a little in this book, maybe a little in the mascara book with markers on a couple pages that I'd started here. So maybe we'll work on that. I want her to have like Marie Antoinette blue like hair. So maybe, and I don't know that I'm going to finish any one thing. I might be jumping from thing to thing. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Pacola. So I've just been writing down on a little card the colors I'm using because I'm going from thing to thing. And hey, Sammy. So that's kind of where we are today. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. But again, I'm going to be going from book to book probably. And so I don't want to get too close in. So you can see the whole page. But I could probably go one more. Let's see. That's pretty good. I think that's good. Hey, May. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Good to see you. So I was using, and it is a little bright. It's a little bright, but I don't want to get it too dark. It seems like if I turn the brightness down too much, then I look back at the video and it's on the dark side. And I'd rather, have it a little on the light side. But if I tilt it up, you'll be able to see the color just a little truer. But Yeah. So I've been working on her, and like I said, the bright hot pink flowers, I just use these Sargent markers, and I'm going to probably go from these to this. I might throw in um, the super tips, but for skin, nothing beats the Copic. You want balance in the face. Well, I hope that's okay. It's a little on the bright side if you're talking balance in the sense of lightness. There, is that any better? Okay, so I'm going to continue working on her. I was on going whoops with the a little bit. No, here it is. Here, this is it here. No, is that it? No, that's not it. I had it right. It was this one. Wait, let me see. I think it was this one. I think it was this one. I got to test again. Nope, it could be this one. Let's try both of these. Okay, so no, that's the Hoo Hoo Hero. I know it was a Copic color. And I thought I wrote them all down, but I didn't write this one. So let's just go ahead and test. You said light. Oh, the force. Yes, may the force be with you. So let me just go ahead and see about, yeah, this was it. Doing just a little darker. And again, guys, I am not a Copic expert by any means. Copics are fairly new to me. I've done a few pieces with it, but they're fairly new. Or I should say alcohol markers, because it's not just Copics. I'll use the Hoo Hoos and, other things. So I want to get a little bit darker on her face here and under her chin. And then blend it out with which one was it I just refilled? Because that's the one I wanted. The E00, I think. Yeah, E00. Yeah. And so then I'm going to just blend with the E00 because I'm trying to darken her face, but I'm going to do it slowly so I don't lose brightness. Why am I talking like that? And it does go through. I might need a mid-tone. I might need another mid-tone. I have another one here I was using. Am I early today? A few minutes, but I need to come on early, guys, in case there's issues. I try to come on about like 15. I used to come on at 8:30 on Ustream and do pre-chat and just chat with people for a while before I hit record, but we can't do that on YouTube. You go live before you can see anybody or talk to anybody, I should say. So now I try to come on. I think it's not the one I refilled. So I have one that I refilled. Let's try this one. There we go. So I have to come on and just chat with y'all a little bit before or after I've hit record, after it started. There's no pre-chat anymore. So I'm just going to blend in, try to blend this in, and then go one lighter. I'm not sure if I want to do her lips maybe. Let's get the edges anyway. So again, if you have any questions, put them in caps. I'm just kind of concentrating a little here. Because I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, why up all night, Louise? And it is really best to do it while it's wet edge, while it's a wet edge to do your blending. But I'm just slowly darkening her skin, like a shade at a time. I noticed the paper in this book sucks up a lot. Yeah, it does suck up a lot of ink, Karen. Yeah, it does. But at the same time, that can be good for getting it blended well. I don't know. And, I don't know what kind of paper this is. And different papers do react differently with Copics for sure. Need a little bit darker right along this edge here. But you do really want to take your time with Copics. You just can't really rush it. And I'm kind of following the grayscale by the artist. I've tried a new paper. It's mineral paper made from seashells. How does that work for? I mean, does that make? Is that kind of like how rice paper, real rice paper, will flare out your ink? How does it work? And where'd you get it? And how much was it? And everybody's going to ask. So you got to give us the deets, Suze. Hey, Darla. Hey, Tatiana. How you doing? Y'all remember, if you want to follow anybody, you can just go to those three dots at the end of their name and go to their channel. Hey, Daydreaming, Leanne. Hey, Sherry Shabs. Hey, Prisma. Hey, Karen Bot. How y'all doing? I'm just playing with some markers today. Copic skin. It needs a mid. Let's see, a little bit more blend. There we go. Well, just keep blending. So I was glad to be able to get on today because I was busy. Thanks for waking up, Jean. I wasn't sure if I was going to be here today. Jean asked me last night if I was going to stream, and at the time I didn't know. And we made it. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I tried skin ones on a color, but they look like amphibian. Yeah, Jean, since you did wake up. All right, so I'm gonna let, and look, it does soak through. Look, see, it soaks through. hmm I am using the low latency, as Jean said. I did change it this morning from normal to low latency, so hopefully that's helping anyone that had buffering. Um, Watch my vid with camera color and string list. Oh yeah, so that he colors good, doesn't he? Oh, and speaking of, um, I don't know if they meant it snarky or not, but I got a comment on Cameron's picture I showed. Because it was just a his license picture. So it was, it wasn't a very good picture, right? But I wanted to show y'all how he'd shaved off his beard. So I told him to send me a new selfie. So he sent me a new one. So yeah, see if it'll show up. See if I can get it to show up. Hang on, let's see if it'll show. Sorta. And he has real blonde hair now. He changes the color of his hair every week. It's not really well. I was hoping my phone just doesn't like to grab the light, so I can't really. Oh well, I tried. It's not working. I'll have to move it over to my iPad. My iPad, for whatever reason, the light grabs the camera grabs the light on the iPad. Doesn't do it on the phone very easily. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. All right, let's see. Let me do a little more on her hand here. So anyway, I have a real good picture of him. I'll have to move it over to the iPad. What's everybody doing this weekend? Any special plans? I'd love to get out and do some metal detecting this weekend if the weather's nice. Get Hubster to take me out metal detecting. I mean, he likes it too, so. Oops. Be packing for vacation to Norway. Oh my goodness, awesome. Where do you live, Passionista? You're going to Norway from where? Are you in an EU? You're in Sweden. Okay. Fun. Well, have a safe trip. All right, so you get the idea on her. Oh, it needs a little bit more under that collarbone. Just a little there, I think. Oops, I got it on her finger. There we go. So, hang on, I got to turn my phone off. Well, I don't want messages while I'm streaming. So just kind of blend that in a little. It's coming along. You like her? Okay, well, I'm trying to get, her whole body to be, kind of like this dark. But I want to make sure and keep lights in her face too. But it is tricky to do skin, and with Copics even. It's even more so. But you just got to get it really wet and keep it blended. This side right here is just not wanting to blend really well right there. I might have got a little too much dark. I don't know. Yeah, a little. I can always go over it with pencil too. I'm not adverse to fixing Copic with pencil. Just saying. Um, yeah, it's best. You don't have to Prisma, but it's best to do it with the wet edge. It just blends quicker and faster. And so, and then what I did with the flowers here, I just used this Sargent Bright Hot Pink and did part of the flowers, and then I just went in with a couple of tan colors. I think I used EO4 and then just a light skin color and just kind of blended those out just to give her some pretty pink flowers because I don't have, well, I think I have a Hoo Hoo Hero that's this bright, but or something. What's that one? I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to move on to a couple other pages. I just want to play with some marker on different pages. And that's what I want to do today. And this one is the Grazia Salvo. It's the Flowers and Gems. And the other one that I've been working in or want to play in is Mascara by Mardell Rubio. And this is the girl I want to do blue hair. So maybe we'll work a little on her hair. Again, guys, I'm trying to keep it goes from the bright white paper. So we're dealing. Okay, so I have to pick up. Let me get a little piece of scrap paper to tape on here. So I can keep track of colors. I don't have Copic markers. Okay, we went weird again. Okay, we'll see how it works. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to try some blues. Let me get 2 or 3 blues here because I want to keep it like a light gray blue maybe. And I don't know which blue I want to use. So, let's see. All right, I got a bunch of blues. Hoo Hoo Hero, some Sketch, some Chow, some. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to get duplicates. What's this one? That's 12. All right, so let's see. Let's start with the lightest one. This is B000. That might be a good, very, very start. And then this, and I don't know my Copic colors, guys. I'm just going to kind of look at the colors. Whoops, wrong end. I want to see what, that is more of a gray blue. I like that better. And I don't know how empty that some of these are getting because, Cameron comes over. When he's there, he uses them too. All right, so I kind of like that and this. I'm going to start with those 2 colors. Let's see how dark that is. That's way too dark. I don't think if I do go darker, it'll be that, but we'll start with these 2. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try, and I know Copic experts they'll use 10 colors. I'm not that good. Okay, B000 and B93 because I want her hair that blue gray. Oh, Hoo Hoos don't blend as well. I mean, for a person that knows how to use Copics, they can probably do them well. Okay, so let me write these numbers down. This one was, what's it, B000, and this one is B93. But they're all alcohol markers. You can interchange them to some degree, but yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. There's nothing as good as a Copic. Let's just face it. But I would not recommend going out and buying a bunch of expensive Copics if you don't even know if you like using alcohol markers. I'd recommend these sets that you can get. Now I would recommend if you're going to use any kind of skin to get the Copic Chow skin sets with a coupon. They have 4 or 5. I forget how many come in a pack. And I think just dark skin and light skin, or skin and dark skin, or something like that. And I don't have any Cali Arts, Tanya. I don't need any more right now. I barely use my Hoo Hoo Heroes. I barely use my Copics. I'm not buying another. I'm not buying another set of alcohol markers when I barely use the ones I have. Know what I mean, Vern? Okay, I gotta brighten this up or something. Got dark again. There we go. Um, so I don't have any. The only ones I have are the Hoo Hoos, other than Copics, and I think I got 5 basic colors of Blick. And that's it. I don't know that it matters. I don't know. Y'all are asking me too many questions about Copics I don't know the answer to. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's better to start with the dark or the light. I have no idea. I'm starting with the dark on her hair and blending it into light. On the face I did a little while ago, I started with the light, then built it up to darker and darker. I don't know that it matters. I think maybe some people do it one way and some another. So I'm sorry, Prisma. I just don't know enough about them. So trust me, guys, there are at least 100,000 videos on YouTube. There's probably 100,000 videos on YouTube on Copics. So I don't want to steer y'all in the wrong way. And, I just, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. One thing I did forget, you got to remember to put a paper behind, because it will go through and it'll go through to the next page. So make sure to do that. So anyway, I'm just a novice at it, but I want to play with them. And then y'all can watch how I play with them and maybe learn something. I do know that the more you layer them up, it gets darker and darker. Like, let that dry a little. If you want to let that dry, well, I'm going to blend it in with the light color. But then if you go back with another layer, it'll be darker. So you can layer it and get it darker and darker. Yeah, you were about to say, get the paper. I know, right? And then I'm just going to kind of blend that out just to have the blend with these 2 colors. And I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to keep working on the rest of her head, and I'll go back and add it a little bit darker. But I want it to be pretty light. I want a lot of that light color. So let's just do a little section at a time, because it is better if you have a wet edge. It will blend better. So I'll go that far. Well, let's go ahead and do the back side here too. So I don't mind the question, guys, but again, don't quote me on anything Copic, because I am not a Copic expert by any means. They're new to me. And I say new, I've probably done maybe, I don't know, a few things. I've done a few faces, color book pages, but to me, unless you've done at least 100 things, you don't know what you're talking about. You got to really, really, really do, I mean, I don't even consider myself a Prismacolor expert, and I've been using them for decades. So, just kind of do your own research. Like, look at a whole bunch of different videos by different people and see and get their tips and all. But then again, at the same time, don't be afraid to try something. Don't be afraid to do it, and don't be a fearing. Don't be a fear in your supplies. Oh. But, I just want to show that, you don't have to be an expert to get in here and play. All right. Hey, Norma. Hey, Muna. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Teresa. I'm sure I'm missing some people coming in. But I just wanted to play with markers today on my impromptu. But speaking of regular streamers, don't forget Barb comes on at 2 Eastern. And I don't know what she's going to do today, but she comes on the first Friday of every month at 2. So you'll make sure and peruse the awesomeness. That is Barb Owen. Hey, Andrea. Katrina. So I'm just kind of imagining it's like one of those powdered wigs, you know. Although this color hair is popular. I guess it's still popular. Is this powder blue color? It's usually a little less blue than this, but like the young people wear. Hey, Kenny. Are you home, Kenny? Jean said you're making coffee. So does that mean you're home? I'll try to put it in caps. Welcome home. If you are, I just told the girls that you'd been in the hospital, but I didn't know what either, so any more than that. So welcome home. Oh, watch, see if she puts it in caps. So anyway, this kind of blue, light blue. Cam had his hair this color one time. Looked really good on him. Weak, but glad to be home. Okay, well, good. I'm glad you're home. You take care of yourself, girl. Hey, Natalie. I'm sure I'm missing some people looking. Indeed, I've had my eyes on that book. Okay, yeah. It's I'm just using marker in this one. This is Mascara by Mardell Rubio, and the other one I was coloring in with the face is Flowers and Gems Grazia Salvo, and this is the other one I'm working on. I'm just going from book to book, guys. That's just what I feel like doing today, and I do that in a lot of color books. I would like to show you all my finished color book pages. I know I've shown, like I'll get out my 3-ring binder, the ones I've torn out. I'll get out, all my Hannah Carlsons or all my, I'll do it by an artist or by a grouping or a theme, and I'll pull out different ones to show you. But it's hard to get them all out and go through them because there's so many pages that are not done. They're in process like this, so I never know, well, should I show them this one because it's not finished, or should I just show them the completed ones? But there's a lot of books I'd have to go through. I don't know how many color books I have. I've never counted them, but there's a lot. And some are partially colored, and some are not. And some are not finished. So I just don't know how, I want to show you all the ones. All right. So now I'm going to go back over everything and just get some really nice shadows in just some areas, not too much. Just going to keep it. But, to do a whole show on all my color book pages, that would probably be nice. But I don't know how long it would take for one. I'd pull out all my color books and have them just stacked up next to me. But I don't know how long it would take. You think it would take more than 4 hours? Because that's usually about the length that I like to do my videos, between 3 and 4 hours. I just don't know. I don't know how long it would take to go through all of them. Well, Jean, you don't do color books very much. You've only done a couple. But I did see you did a watercolor, Gene. I haven't watched it yet. I've been busy with family stuff, but I do need to watch. Gene, I think, has a new video up doing watercolors. I have misplaced my book. Your color book? Oh, well, with all your sorting and everything, Jean, and since you don't use it very much, it's the look, right? Is that the one you're talking about? Your look color book? Oh, well, you have a couple other ones too. You had some fashion ones, some Creative Haven fashion ones, Jean. So I'm just kind of going in here and picking out some shadows and making another layer. The Canadian one and the fashion ones were freebies downloaded from Dover. Oh, okay. So you had freebies from Dover. Okay. Yeah. If y'all want some free color book pages, I guess Dover is still doing it, right, Jean? Or you may not know. Dover has free downloads all the time. Clip art, color book pages. Um, I haven't been over to the Dover site for a while, but you can get all kinds of good stuff from Dover for free downloads, or at least you used to. I'm sure they still do. What's a lot? 5 cookies is a lot of cookies, but 5 Oh, I don't know. I probably have. Oh, I probably have a couple hundred. I probably have a couple hundred books. I've not ever counted them. Um, oh, every Wednesday and Friday are free sample days. You like my, oh, thanks, Andrea. You like my acrylic wash techniques? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I've been doing those for a long time because, and the main reason that I do that or started to do it anyway, it's convenience is one, but because color pencil techniques that you can do on top of acrylic paint that you just can't do on top of pencil on top of pencil. So that was my main. I wanted twos for the pencil. Okay, so that's pretty good on our hair. What do y'all think? Oh, I missed a spot up here. Let's do a little there, a little blend. Oops. Then maybe a little blend here and there. Thanks. Hey, Patricia. Good to see you. You love the bead bracelet, the tiny beaded one. This one, these are all like $1. These are all like dollar bracelets, guys. Oh, well, this one Boo made. Boo made used to make these. These are old though. I mean, she used to make these when she was littler. She's all into her competition cheer again. I don't think I could ever. I have a lot of them though. She made this one. She made this one. This is a fat one. This one takes a lot of silly bands. But this one and this one Boo made. The other ones are just little dollar ones. I didn't even put on my black leather things or nothing today. You're doing backgrounds in your Kirby books with the acrylic? Yeah. Acrylic's just awesome. And it's so inexpensive, you know? Hey, Raylene, you like your Copics or your favorite? Yeah, I like them too. But I love pencils. I like the markers, but I love my pencils. Hey, Galena. The one next to the green one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, that's the tiny beads. These are all $1, guys. They were just dollar bracelets. You can get them at Walmart, Target, you know. Okay, so I'm liking her hair. What else do I want to do? Maybe, do I want to do anything else? I see the mask, these jewels. Those would be good with stickles on them. You know, glitter them up. I just was thinking about her hair. Wasn't really thinking about anything else on this page. I think I want her eyes to be blue, though. So I'll put some blue in her eyes. And again, what I'm doing, guys, is just keeping the colors that I use, like just tape down. Where's my? I got a gazillion. I have hundreds of washi tapes. And so what do? I pull my painter's tape. I don't know. What's that? I don't want to cover up the color. So that way I can just keep a little chart next to it. So when I go back, I'm a pencil to but create space books with marker base. I just love doing too. Yeah. Hey, Casey. Yeah, Sammy. Oh, I love me some marker base. I love me some marker base, some watercolor base, neocolor base, um, acrylic, you know, all of it. But if you do decide to test any Copics, again, I would recommend. I think there's two different sets. Mine are all mixed up, so I can't tell you which ones are what. But I would recommend getting the Copic Chow skin sets with a coupon at Michael's, or I don't think Hobby Lobby no, I don't think they have the sets. Anyway, I got mine at Michael's just for the skin. If nothing else, just get the skin colors. You know, then if you want to try your Hoo Hoo Heroes, these are the Cali Arts, or, you know, different Amazon. I guess they all come from China. Hey, G, to play with other colors. Let me see. Let me get another little test sheet here. The thing about these, though, is remember they don't have a brush tip. I think the Cali Arts, I don't know, one of them has a brush tip. But there's they're alcohol-based markers, right? They're alcohol-based markers. And they're fun to play with and fun to base coat. And especially, guys, these are just the Sargent water-based. You can use your Crayola super tips if you're just using small areas and want to just go from page to page and color a little bit. But don't expect these to blend. They're not alcohol markers, are alcohol markers for a reason, because they blend. These you can wet and blend a little. I surely wouldn't try doing a face with them. Not that it couldn't be done. I'm sure somebody could do that. I do have some Tombow brush pens, but I didn't buy those for the color book. I bought those for doing brush lettering, Sammy. So I have those. I also have. Remember, I got a bunch of pits that were on sale for $3 for, I think it was, I think how many came in it? 4 in a pack. And I don't remember which ones came in which, but I think there was 4 in a pack for like $3 on Hobby Lobby clearance. So I have a few pit pins too, but I do have some of the Tombows. But again, I bought the Tombows for brush lettering, not for color books. So, and I used to have them years ago. You know, even before scrapbooking, Tombows were like the marker to have. You know, as far as I know, it's way before Copics. I'm talking 25 years ago. I don't know how long Tombow brush pens have been around, but at the time that I found Tombow brush pens, they were the only brush pens I'd ever heard of, ever knew about. Yes, the other ones were the Faber-Castell Pit pens. Yes, Andrea, these right here. Yeah, these were on sale at Hobby Lobby. So I had these before as well, some years ago. And before Cameron found Copics, he liked these. He had manga sets of these, the manga color sets. I don't remember what colors were in there, skin tones and grays and some other things. And so I gave them, I wasn't using mine, so I gave them all to him. Then he moved on to Copics. But I found these in Hobby Lobby for like $3 for a set. So I couldn't pass these by, right? Maybe I'll do a little something with one, just to, let's see how this, let's see what blues I have. Got two blue. Well, that's kind of a teal. Let's see here. That's two teal. That's a true blue. See, neither one of those really goes with, I mean, you can't tell on camera, but I can tell. One's like a true blue and one's like a teal. And mine are gray blues. I'm not sure what pit pins are based. I don't know if they're alcohol based. They don't go completely through. I don't know what pit pins are. You have to look it up, guys. They're Indian ink. Thanks, Jill. Pit pins are Indian. Thanks, Jean. See, somebody here knows. So I don't even know, I'm sure they blend to some extent because Cam used them and when he was doing manga when he was like 10, 9, 10, he was using these before Copics. So, yeah. All right, so let's just I had a couple other things marked here. Oh, here's one, this guy here, and I had that up there so I could mark it. I was working on this guy, and the reason I like this reminded me of Peter Max. Do y'all remember anybody here old enough to know who Peter Max is? Bye, Ian. Thanks for stopping in and helping out. Claire. Anybody else coming in I might have missed? Faithful D, when you put the pit tips together, you can get ombre effects. Ah, okay. I haven't, yeah, see, I never really used them. That's why I gave them to Cam. But I bought them because they were $3. So I'll use them on something. But this reminded me of Peter Max. Let me see let me look up some Peter Max colors. Yeah, it is. But isn't it very, it's been a while since my 70s. I wish my picture of Cam would show up. Wish I could get it to, see, it doesn't want to be real clear. It's a little tilty there. I don't know why my phone won't. I needed to send it to the iPad. I was trying to show off Cameron, but anyway. So let me look up Peter Max. He was just sitting there on my phone. Peter Max. And when I was, in the 70s, Peter Max was like, he was cool. Let me see. I should look up Peter. Let me go back. I want to look up his Wikipedia because I don't know I guess he's still alive. He's 80. So I'm not sure what he's doing now. He's 80. I don't know where he lives. But yeah, he's in the 60s and 70s. All right, so now let me go look at his work here for colors. Okay, so if y'all don't know, if you've never seen Peter Max, here's like a good example. Again, my phone. Oh, see, that's looking pretty good. See, this was Peter Max. Very pop psychedelic. I'm glad I'm not the only one who grew up in let's see. Yes, he did concert posters too. Well, here's a picture of him at 80s. He's got all his paints out there. Again, guys, sorry for the phone. It's not wanting to, the light's not wanting to cooperate. But, y'all can look them up. Just Google him. So a lot of primary colors. Purple. Primary colors with purple. So I don't know if I want to use primary colors. You just used a lot of primary colors with purple, orange, very bright colors. I'm just thinking of this jacket here. You like your pits, April? Pit pins? Here's them in the studio there. Let's see if I can get that one to show up here. Well, I'm looking for some color ideas, guys, what I want to do. Do I just want to do all bright colors? I could. All right, so pretty much primaries with purple, a lot of purple. But I'm thinking brush pens. These are real color in a brush. Clear color, Zig, Kuretake, real brush. These are real watercolor in a brush. These are just water based. I can't even tell you what kind of coloring, what kind of pigment they're using. Yeah, well, I know they go through. That's why you want to put a paper behind, especially any kind of alcohol markers will definitely go through. I don't know if these will go through. These are just, So let's see here. Oh, I've got the light purple, yellow, red. Let's see, what do I want? This dark blue. I think I want true blue. And I've used these, so I don't even know how well how much I can get out of them because I've used them. And there's no lime. There's a bright green, but there's not a lime green. I think I have to go with lime green with my super tip. Yeah. So we'll go with all these colors. Just some bright, psychedelic pop colors. Hey, Lily, on his jacket. And maybe some black. All right, so I'm going to go with that. Let's move these out of the way. Could have a hot pink in there. And do I have to use red or hot pink? Which one do I want? I think I'll go with hot pink instead of red. We're going real bright just to play. Happy Friday. Thank you, Becky. We're just playing with some different markers. Okay, so let's see. I think let's start with a hot pink. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. And then you can always shade. You can always shade with pencil on top. Now, these are not going to blend like a Copic. Trust me. You just got your crayon. Yeah, aren't they awesome, Julie? The super tips. The super tips are awesome. I might do his hair black and gray, but I'll do that with Copics if I want to blend, right? I won't try to blend with these. All right, so let's just see here what I want to do. But I don't know if any of y'all, when you were in school back in the day, 60s and 70s, if you would, we didn't have all the fancy markers and stuff, but did you ever like just color and things in class? If you were ever into art when you were little? Now I am seeing that there's a lot of water in them, so you got to be careful not to don't hold them down on the paper long and they'll bleed out over the lines. Kind of have to be careful of that. We'll do some shading with pencil on top. This would probably be a velvet kind of, probably a maroon velvet back in the day. It would have been maroon velvet. We're updating him to pink. I love the outline over the black lines and shade in. Yeah, and I like to shade with pen. I love me some pencils. So we'll do some of that too. Now you got to remember, you're going to probably get on big areas like this. It's easy to get like streaks because they're just inexpensive, water-based. So you really want to try to keep a wet edge and kind of go quick. I don't usually use these kind of markers on anything bigger than like that. This is almost too big to use these, in my opinion. So yeah, just thought we'd play with markers today. Different ones, different, techniques with markers. I mean, like I said, I love me some Copics, but I'm no expert at them. Okay, I think I want let's see. Let's do the third swirl. Swirl down the pattern here. Hi, Lily. Anybody else coming in? Thanks for stopping in. We're just playing with some different markers. These are the Sargent. They're just water-based markers, guys. Let's see. Let's go to this one. The patterns are not exact patterns here. Repeated. Exactly. Let's go with this one. I stumbled in again. Well, welcome, Lily. So if you see all different kinds of markers being used, then you can see that you don't have to just have a brand or, lots of different things work. And remember what I showed you in a couple books last week, where you can just take a couple colors and you don't really want to think or plan out a page or anything. Pick you out a book or two. Let me I think it was. I think these were two of them that I showed last week. The Color Me Enchanted, where you just take you a marker and one color or two and go through the whole book and find anything you want like yellow. And go through the book and find anything, or anything you want to do teal. Or anything you want to do whatever color. There's some more yellow. And just go through the book with one or two colors. Here's where I went with the orange. There's yellow and orange and a gray blue. And these are all just Crayola super tips. So I just went through the book and, I like to use markers and then go shade with pencil, Holly, like for instance here. So I went and I did these little water lily type flowers with an orange marker, and then I went back and shaded with pencil on top. So just go through the book and do one color on whatever thing that you come across. Here's where I did a lot with yellow and the lime green, and then you can start shading with pencil on top of the marker. Okay, here's some cactus. This one's got painted black background, the Sacred Heart there. So just go through, have a book or two that you'll do this with, that you'll just, you know, have a couple colors in your hand and sit and go through the whole book with just one or two colors, and then go back another day with another color. So this one had lemon, lime, and lilac. So you can see where just colored it in with marker and then go back and shade with pencil later. It's just fun. It's relaxing. You don't have to think about it. Then I went through with the red, found any roses, anything red I wanted to do. Here's some of those little green little sprites. Here's where I went with pink. A few colors there. So anyway, if you just have a book picked out to do that with, it's just fun. And then this one is a walk in Eden. And this one's just got very, you know, not, look, it's like two colors. I think just is orange, blue, and gray I did with this one. Here's a cactus with just green, yellow, and like a poppy red color. And then white Posca for the white details. White Posca for the thorn details. Some are a little bit more complete, like this one. But again, I did this one all in. It's a little flashed out, guys. It's not quite that. It's a little darker than that, not showing up. But this one I did all in lime greens, olive green, gray, and red. And let me see here. There we go. It's kind of, let's turn down the brightness just a little there. But anyway, it's fun just to take a marker or two to play in and go through a whole book with just that color. Now I got it too dark. Sorry, guys. It doesn't like going from white to color. There we go. All right, so now let's see what else we want on him. I want some black. Let me do his hair. So I think I'll go with black and a gray. Let's see here. Like just a little neutral gray or something. Yeah, neutral. Oh, that blue. Maybe that blue. Where's my black? Ah. Let's get a black. Black and that blue, maybe. Just want a little bit of black. Let's just see. I'll put a little black in his hair, and while it's still wet, let's see if I can blend it in. These are with the Copics here. So it makes him look like he has shiny hair. Thanks, guys. Stopping in as far as long as you can. I appreciate it. I didn't see what people were doing this weekend. Anybody got weekend plans? I did not end up going to the lake with the family because my headache that day, my Monday stream. And I can get in here with pencil too. So they all had a good time. Hubster, went down and hung out with everybody. Becky, thanks for doing the napkin journal earlier this week. Did it help me finish the fairies on the file folder I'm doing with it? Okay, Becky. Becky, are you Colora? I think you're Colora, right, Becky? From IG. Bye, Susan. Bye. Hey, I don't know if Lily was leaving or if she was saying bye to somebody. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Just doing a little impromptu coloring. Okay. I thought so. Couldn't remember. And somebody also was asking about the napkin journal the other day when when I was streaming on Monday, and I didn't have time to bring those out again. That's another thing we can work in at some point. The napkin journal. I mean, not the napkin journal. The magazine journals. Um, and using magazines and our half magazines. No plans other than coloring and diamond paint. I love the way that diamond painting looks. My eyes would not, they'd go, no, no. That's too tiny for me. That diamond painting. For skin tones, do you find you get more variety with pencils or Copics? I just do better with pencils. But Copics have that, cool blend. It looks cool. But I do all my portraits with pencil. I don't do portraits with Copic. So I'm used to pencils. And I mean, if you weren't here earlier when I was saying Copics are fairly new to me. I don't do a lot with them. Haven't done a lot with them. Some people probably do awesome. Well, I've seen them. They do awesome. You're working on your second diamond painting, Prisma? I got a diamond painting for my birthday, and it is way too tiny for my eyes. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking for me, Cheshire. I couldn't do it. It's just too little. I mean, probably even people probably use magnifying glasses. I'm sure they do, but even so, even with magnifying glasses, I would think it would be very tiny. Yes, Copics blend. Awesome. That's what they're known for. Copics are known for their blending. They're alcohol-based markers. These right here that I'm playing with here, these are just the Sargent. There's no real blending with those. Hey, Kathy. No magnifying glass. I use a light pad under the canvas. Oh, I don't know. That seemed like it'd be bright in your eyes. I don't know. They're just too tiny. It's just too tiny for me. Okay, so I'm just using various markers. I'll try to tell you what I'm using as I do it. This is just black, Copic, and B000, the lightest blue. Have you used the Nuvo? No, the only markers that I've used are the Copic. I mean, alcohol-based ones. Because I got lots of these kind of stuff. These Crayola, but the Copic and the Hoo Hoo Heroes and a few Blick. Because the Blicks have brush markers. I mean, they have brush tip. Hoo Hoo Heroes, some of the others. You get the chisel edge, the chisel nib, and you get the bullet tip, which that's fine too. I mean, all these were fine for color books, But again, if you're going to do any kind of skin, I would say get you a set of the Copic Chow, There's a dark set and a light set, and use a coupon. Let me go back to his face here for a minute. Let's see. Just to start getting it blended a little more. I did this the other day, his face here. Just work on it a little at a time. My little girl wanted me to tell you, she says hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Boss Lady Sherry's little girl. Okay, now I'm going to go back to just the little Sargent water-based markers, and I'm going to start doing some more. Just coloring in his jacket. You can go back and shade with pencil. Maybe I'll do that on this pink collar here so you can see. You know, and these are not gonna last long. They're just little kid markers. You know, they're just little kid markers. Aw, that's nice. What's her name? Sherry, what's her name? Yeah, black and pink together. Yeah. But you know, you gotta be careful. Like I can feel it wanting to pill because there's a lot of water in this. I can feel it wanting to pill the paper. I didn't feel it wanting to pill. And by that, I mean like break down the fibers in the paper. I can feel it wanting to do that with these. But it didn't want to do it with the Copics, which are alcohol based. But this water based, I'm feeling it wanting to pill. Destiny. Hi, Destiny. Bye, Holly. All right, so let me do a little bit of black. And again, there's little fibers on there. Bye, Holly. Thanks, guys, for coming in and stopping in. So I'm going to do some other detail here. We're doing all of Peter Max on this jacket. Although I don't think Peter Max he didn't put a lot of black in his. He did black line art, but he had more of the bright colors. But he was just our inspiration. We don't have to copy him because I want black in it. And I just want the black with the pink. No buffering this morning. Oh, yeah. So that setting change. Yeah, Jean had me set the, what was it called, Jean? I have it written down over here. Low latency. So if you're a streamer, a live streamer on YouTube, and you're having issues with other people buffering, go into your settings and turn it from normal latency to low latency. Yeah. And apparently that helps for people that have buffering issues. We don't want buffering issues. Right? Yeah, Jean messaged me last night and said to change that. And I just did it because Jean told me to. I just did it because Jean told me to. Bye, April. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks anybody that pops in, says hi. Thanks if you're a lurker. Thanks for lurking and watching. Okay. Do I want these? I kind of want those black, but I think they'd be good another color too. Just this little bit of touch of black in here is probably good. Okay. Now, and the other thing though, with water-based markers like this, you know, you got to be careful. Like if I try to go now and do pink next to black, I've got to be careful not to touch the black and pull the black in. It'll smear. It worked on your stream yesterday too. Oh, good, Jean. Well, that's good to know. I have it written down. I've got pages of notes from everybody. All right, now let's go with lime green, and I'll go around the black areas. Just got to be careful not to. And now I'm using a super tip. This is a Crayola super tip. It's not the lightest lime green, but it's a light. Maybe I should have went one lighter. Oh well, we're going with it now. Could have gone one lighter in the lime family. Put the lime in the coconut. So get that in here. Is anybody doing any color? Y'all announce it now. If anybody's just Sammy, are you doing any coloring chats over the weekend or anything? I know April Sarah doesn't she still have a schedule up on her, a link to it from her channel? I didn't know if anybody wants to announce any of their color alongs this over the weekend. Anybody doing color and chat? Sammy? I don't know anybody else that's here that does them. Thanks, Kitty. Good to see you. You better be taking care of yourself, girl. Put it in caps so I can see it if y'all are. Let's do this one. I can't believe it's Friday already. I mean, this week flew by. I know Anne from Color Life is streaming on Sunday. Okay, Anne is streaming for a Sunday. Yeah, she's like switches off with on Sundays with her and I think Sunday afternoons, right? And like she might do one, then one of her fruit bats will do one. Let's see, screen up in here. I never make those live ones, but I watch her recordings. I'm trying, can't leave my Bailey. She wouldn't understand. Aw. That's right, Kenny. Trying to kind of read a little chat there. Let's put some more green down here. And you can, again, I'm using these water-based, they're not the best for large areas because it can leave streaks. It's hard to get, with these kids markers. But you can blend them out I'll go back over some of this with pencil just so you can see. I don't think I want that green. I think I do need some green right in here. Okay. I'm not sure on that. She said she was on Color Bliss's stream on the 4th. Oh, good. Yeah, Color Bliss. What's her name? Color Bliss's name. All right, let's see. Now, do I want blue or yellow? No, I'm kind of just liking these bright colors. Not sure if I want to use blue and purple. Maybe I'll just keep it these colors. With white. Because I'm liking the way it looks with just these bright colors. Jennifer Stay, is that her name? She'd be on Sunday. Okay. Y'all can put times and links or whatever. Well, you can't put links. The people that are here can, like Sammy, y'all can just find her, um, just by linking on the dots. But only mods can put links. So I don't know how fun this is for you guys, but we're just playing with some markers today. Impromptu, low-key Friday stream. Don't forget Barb streams at 2. Barb Owen, she streams at 2 Eastern on her YouTube channel. Let's do this one. And this one. That one white, this one yellow. I'm kind of liking that. I don't think this one might be yellow. What do y'all think? And we'll be live on Facebook every other Sunday at 7 p.m. Sunday. Hey, G. Good to see you, G. Cool color choice. He looks like he's joining the Beatles on Yellow Submarine. Well, see, that's the same thing. I think Peter Max did some of the Yellow Submarine. I mean, he might have done the Yellow Submarine poster album cover thingy. Could have been Peter Max. That's who we're using for our inspiration. Natalie, if you're just joining us. Yeah. Very Sergeant Pepper. Yeah, see, I don't know. Peter Max might have done that. I don't remember now. Thank you, Pacola. Pacola's putting a link in there for Sarah's Sarah's colorist list. Thank you. All right, so now I want to dry this. And I still haven't done his face. And see, I smeared a little bit of blue in his nose there. Oh, my foot's asleep. I've been sitting on my foot. What is my favorite color? I don't really have a favorite color. I wear black. I don't know. I don't know that I have a favorite color. I like when I'm painting, I like the Renaissance colors. Yellow ochre, sienna, Payne's gray. I like those colors. But when I'm doing color book, I don't, I use those colors a lot when I'm doing my collage, my altered books, mixed media collage. I like those colors because they go well with black and stars. And, I like those colors. Payne's gray, a sienna, and a yellow ochre. But I mean, other colors too. But those are just like my favorite Renaissance colors. But I don't use those in color books very much. So essentially they would be like, let me kind of get the colors that they would kind of be if I don't know, let me see if I have a yellow ochre color. If I have an ochre, Copic or alcohol markers, maybe this. Okay, so these colors here. Those are kind of my favorite colors to paint with. I love that color combination. But for color books, I use everything. All right, so let me dry this. Let me hit it with the heat gun. So it might get a little loud for a second, guys. Heat gun. I don't know why I keep bumping. Maybe it's my fan. I think it's my fan blowing my cord. You want to make sure any background color, if you're going to pencil over it, is 100% dry before you go in there with pencil. So now let's have an ASMR moment. It might be raspberry. I'm not sure if that's raspberry. Do a little blend. Okay, let's see about that. Let me sharpen for a minute. Hi, Teresa. Fridays are for fun. Well, I don't stream. I try to stream one Friday a month. This, I streamed. I don't think I streamed last Friday. Was this Friday before? I don't remember. But I will always stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And we do a little everything: color books, mixed media, altered books, drawing, sketching, a little everything. You know. Okay, so I just got some different shades of pencils here. Some I may be able to taste, some I might be down to nothing. So I'm just going through the books and playing with different little things that strike me. I'm not trying to finish any pages today. All right, so I'm going to take my process red for shading in the pink. So remember, this was just the cheap, budget-friendly Sargent color here. And now I'm going to shade over the top of it, like so. And then, oh, I thought I had a pink. That might be too light. Yeah, that's too much the dark. And then just kind of blend it in. So you can just base coat with your markers and then go in and shade with pencil. You cannot even see that. It's so well blended. You can't even see it. Oh. It's very subtle. I don't even know if you can see it very well. All right, so now I think I'll just go in here with each little design and just give it some depth. Just like to the Heinz Edelman. Heinz Edelman was the one that did the Yellow Submarine. He and Max have a similar look. Yeah. And I did not, I mean, I'm glad he is, but I did not know Peter Max was still alive. He's 80. So you might be able to see a little bit more um, shading here on the bigger piece, bigger section. Let me sharpen again. It's very subtle. So you can use, your kids' markers. Again, it's kind of tricky to get big areas smooth, but you can always go in there and go over it with your pencil if it's not smooth enough. We'll go on to something else after we do the jacket. We're just going from thing to thing today. Let's see if I can hold it up. See the shading there a little bit. It wants to like be nice and bright. Then I can go over it, the whole thing if I want, and smooth it out. It's very subtle. I hope you can even see anything. I can see it, but I could probably turn it. I don't want to get it too dark though. So I play it back and I go, man, I look like I was sitting in the dark. I have all this nice bright HD light and everything, and I'm doing it so dark. I mean, not that I did it that way, but it kind of sometimes goes that way. So we'll keep learning. I know now that Jean showed how to told me about the low latency setting, so that should help so that people aren't buffering. I don't know exactly what that does or what it is, but hey, Jean says it works. It works. Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the in the thing. I can't even see really where I'm coloring these shadows here. I mean, I can see it here really a lot, but it's not showing up on camera because it's so, bright or lit. So I just want to give you all some different marker ideas. And again, if you want like Copic expertise, then y'all need to go find somebody else. I mean, watch here too because we're learning. But I don't have Copic answers for very much except what I've just tried. Okay, so let's see if you can see a little of that shading there. Okay, now I'm going to go in with let's go with the yellow ochre on top of the yellow and do the shading. And I'm just kind of going in the sides of the maybe one day we need to do another page that's all just done with Crayola crayons. I've done one or two of those where we color just with crayons. So what would y'all like to see on the show? Not just necessarily color book. I mean, I do have my list of requests and I try to get to them. I just did another napkin journal page Wednesday. I did ink tints on Monday. Those were two requests. So, what would y'all like to see done? Thanks, Charlotte. Hi, by the way. Yeah. Well, I love me some Neos too. I use my Neos every now and then, but not just color booking, but what else would y'all like to see? I mean, I know y'all like, if you have a specific color book, you can tell me. But, I try to do different things on the show because, not everybody colors, not everybody paints, not everybody draws, everybody does a lot of different things. So I try to do different things for y'all too. Okay, that yellow's looking really nice where I did that blend. I like that a lot. It probably isn't showing up. I'll try to slant it for you here. The typewriter book, yeah, see, I don't know. The problem with the typewriter book is the paper's so slick. I didn't realize that was going to be an issue for an art journal. I'd have to map medium every single page. I can't just play in the book. It has to be map medium because it's so slick. It's like working in a magazine. You got to do something to get the slick off. The half magazine, yeah, I have to do that. Okay, there you go. So now you can see it almost did it. There you go. See the shading? Maybe the bright. Let me move my light up a little. Maybe it just got a little bright. Sorry, guys, I bumped the camera. Yeah, I know. I can clear gesso, but clear gesso gives it a grit. I mean, the paper. I just don't like gesso unless it's to resist ink. I did like the gesso when we did the gesso to resist ink. In this book here, in this journal, where we did gesso and then ink on it because it resisted. This to me is what to use gesso for. I don't want to have to gesso every single page, 600-page book. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I could just paint. I don't know. I got to think about it. So I do like this look. This is done with gesso and ink. The FW acrylics. So I do like that. The magazine journal everybody's talking about. Let me show. Where is it? Where's my little magazine journal? Oh, here. So the little magazine journal. These are magazines, and again, guys, mine's not cut that well. You can take, and I would recommend you take your magazines to Staples, Office Max, or whatever, and have them cut it for you for $1. It's worth it to have somebody else cut it with their big machines for $1 than trying to do it with an X-Acto knife and a metal ruler. Because if you're not used to it, it is kind of dangerous, really, to cut a whole magazine. Or well, actually, this is 2 magazines. Cut them with an X-Acto knife and a metal ruler. So it's best if you do take it somewhere and have it cut for you. Yeah, I don't know, Suze. I hadn't really thought much more about it. It kind of threw me off with the slickness and the paper. What Suze is talking about is I bought at a thrift store an old typewriter book, a how to typewriter book, and the paper. It's like from the 50s, was it? I think it was from the 50s. I don't think it was the 40s. I think it was the 50s. Anyway, the paper is like it's old, but it's got a weird a weird sheen to it. It's not even like magazine paper. It's not even like shiny magazine paper. It's just odd. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I might just tear it up and use it in collage because the text is cool too. Um, you know just where to shade and what color. Oh, thanks, Pamela. Yes, because I've done it for so long. When you do pencil shading for 30 years, you hope you learn something. Really, probably over 30 years. Yeah, it's kind of like but it's an old textbook paper. It's not even like new textbooks. It's weird. It's a weird feel. Your husband cut yours using his, yeah. And if you have a you know a say the equipment to do it, then that's fine. But if you don't, just take it to um, Staples, Office Max, Office Depot, somewhere like that, and have them cut it for you in half. And then what you do is then you just play in it. Here are the enablers. This is a page of the enablers. Buy, buy, buy. This was Eileen to play and paint and glue. You can do anything. It's just your playground. That's why we called it the mini magazine. Wait, no, the mixed media magazine playground. I forget the acronym we had for it, but it's the playground. Yeah, I guess you could turn it into a napkin journal. But the thing is that's, you're just covering up all the text with that. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to just play with it. So this is the mini magazine. This is two magazines cut in half, glued together, wrapped with a cardboard, chipboard, and scrapbook paper to make it pretty. And then you just, yeah, it's MMICPP. Yeah, the mini magazine mind mapping idea collecting prompt playground. Thank you. I can't even remember my own. Gotta write that down, Pacola. Mini magazine mind mapping. I don't know if we had mind mapping in there, but we'll add it. I don't know if mind mapping was in there. An idea collecting prompt playground. Prompt was the word I was looking for. Prompt playground. Yeah. It was in there. Okay. So anyway, yeah. And it's just funny. Now I did go through and I did white paint. I didn't use gesso. I just used white acrylic paint, and got rid of all the text through the whole book. But then you can go in there and play with stamps and stencils, just like it would be in some mini. It's a mini art journal, right? It's just that you got some stuff to work with in the background. This is all, and most all this I did with finger painting. Almost all this is done just by playing with paint on your hands. So let's see, there I glued in a Salvadali. Let's go back all the way here. We'll flip from the back. Try to find some things that, there's just little things on every page, but some has more paint than others. You can doodle, and you can use any kind of magazine. I like the Somerset blogger one, or I don't cut up my art journal, Somerset art journals, but any magazine. I would not recommend a fashion magazine because fashion magazines are good for a lot of things, but they're the thinnest paper. They're the thinnest magazine paper you can do or have, and it you can work with it, but you're fighting it. You don't want to have to fight it. You want to be able just to play, paint. And if you don't like the half size like this, then don't cut your magazines. I've got 5 or 6 over there that are full magazines glued together. I'll try to pull those out. People are always asking me about the magazines. I guess everybody really likes magazine journals. We've done so many of them over the years. This was Terry Trouble's Pop is a Pile of Projects. White paint the whole. Yeah, I did, Faithful. I white painted all the text that I didn't want, or anything else that you want to see. This was all text. I left some of the titles because that's kind of like inspiration, but all the text. And then you can even go more, erase even more after you've got rid of the text. But you see how, yeah, artful blogging. I think that was one of the ones that I used here. So you can see, you can cover up everything but one little thing. You can cover up everything. Like this, all that's left of the original is this little clown right there. Everything else is covered up. So you can use the colors as backgrounds, uh, color inspiration. So, oh, this was, yeah, that was the wolf going, no, from the enablers. The enablers are in a sinking ship. Oh, here's a little box of projects. Yeah, Lisa. I mean, it's just fun to play in these magazines, so that you don't throw them away. You can. This is one of my hand carved stamps right there. Stamp, and then this is just hand drawn. This was on there, and I just copied the font style. So yeah, so this is the half magazine one. So yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we can do on him or go on to something else. Oh, I need to shade the green. So let me do the green real quick. I don't know if I want to do a little bit of blue, light blue in the white to shade the white, or do I just want to leave the white, no shading? Could do that too. But, we did a lot of magazine journals over the years, and reverse collage altered books. Now I'm only working in the abandoned books. But yeah, so y'all just tell me what things you like to see on the show, because, we do so many different things. We just alternate between. I know a lot of people love the color booking, and don't get me wrong, I love me some color booking. Love, love, love color booking. So yeah, magazine journals, what else? I just did a recent flip through most of my abandoned books, I think. Did I do an abandoned book flip since we got HD? I think we did one. I don't know if we did all of them. I'm working in five. I'm working in five different abandoned books at once. I can't wait for Carrie and Connolly to get his page. No, I haven't used the unicorn spit. I've used the dilutions, the distress, and other sprays. Magicals, use magicals, but I haven't used the unicorn spit. What makes it different, Lisa? Tell us about it. Give us the rundown on the spit. Spit it out, girl. Spit it out. What's so good? Well, where's Eileen? Eileen's not here, I don't think. Eileen could tell us about the unicorn spit. Or Janet, has Eileen made you buy that yet? Eileen, the enabler elf, usually makes Janet, her partner in crime, test everything on her show. So like, could you do a background with a sun rather than a moon? I've done some light color backgrounds. Usually not in my, not a lot of them in my, I don't know if I do very many. I've done a couple light colors in my altered abandoned books. But I have in my mixed media, my dilutions journals, I've got like 4 or 5 of those where I just start collage from scratch with no background, with nothing to work with. And but I do tell you, if you're new to collage and you really want to start learning or playing with collage, to try to start with some kind. I'm using abandoned books, but you can use any kind of a book you like. Don't get abandoned books if you don't like abandoned places, because you won't stick with it. But so you don't start with a blank page. Katrina just bought 2 abandoned books. I know, right? And Kieran Connolly's coming out with a new one I think it's Abandoned Civilizations. He's coming out with that, and I think in the fall. So it's more of a gel. It's like a plastic. I don't see. Yeah, I don't. I don't know, Lisa. And I don't see Janet. I don't even know if Janet's still here to tell me if she's tried it. No, I don't. I haven't done anything with the unicorn. Show my books. Which books, Katrina? You mean the? Oh, you are there. Janet has Eileen made you use unicorn spit paints? Who makes them, by the way? It's not. It's not Diane Reevely, is it? Dina Reevely. I get those two girls' names mixed up. Not yet. Okay. Who makes the unicorn spit? It's not Timmy. Who makes it? It's a private company owned by one lady. Oh, okay. Abandoned Books Art. Yeah, I think I just did a flip of the abandoned books last week, Katrina. Go look in my videos from last week. I think I just did abandoned books last week. At least a couple of them, anyway. So, yeah. I thought about doing shading, like some blue, gray shading on the white, but I think I'm just going to leave it white. Let me do a little on this first. That's too yellow. Let's do a little bit more. Here's my peach. Let me sharpen. Let's do a little bit of more. Okay. I'm just going to blend his face out just a little. Just a little smoother. It's not dark enough, but because I'm a sap. You're going to buy them, you think? You'll miss something that Julie, what happened to Julie's? Congrats. Julie Topaz has made her daily post 613. Not ever missed a day. So if y'all don't follow Julie Topaz Pearl Girl, and if y'all want to follow someone awesome on Pinterest as well, Topaz Pearl Girl Julie. Okay, so I think I'm going to move on from him. I'm liking that for now. There's the colors. Oh, I don't even really need that because I've already gone over with pencil. So, yeah. So there's a little bit in his jacket there. I need, you know what? I think I will go back with a little bit of the lime green. Let me blend out just a little bit of that green. I could probably get back with the dark green. Mid-tone green here. There we go. That's what it needs. So playing with the markers today. So let's see. Maybe we'll use some of the Kuretake. Now those are watercolor markers. I haven't used those in a while either. Alrighty. Looking forward to that one. Can't wait to see the Mesa Verde pigs. Well, and okay, so again, the books I've been working in. Let me go ahead and back out real quick. That's pretty good. So this one is the Mascara by Mardell Rubio. And I've done flips of both of these. Kenny sent these for us to work in. And Flowers and Gems. This one's Grazia Salvo. And we were working on this girl earlier. That's all with Copics. And then this is Copics and this one Sargent pink. So working on her. Then we did, I think it was in the other book. Was it the blue hair girl? Or was it this one? And then we did the hair. Where was it? Which one? There it is. This girl's hair. With Copics. So we did that with Copics. So let's see. What do we want to do with maybe some watercolor? I'm just playing with different pages, guys. Do something with some watercolor. Something that has like lots of swirl, like this. Something that has leafy or swirly or something. All right, so let me put my Sargents away. And the Crayola. Oops, let's put that lid back on. Oh, not the Copic. Where's the lid? Did you flip all the abandoned books? I did flip the abandoned books. Okay, so Pacola told me I did a flip of all the abandoned books, napkin journal, desk journal, inky journal, magazine journal, and more on May 21st. But that was before I had HD, right, Pacola? I didn't have HD then, did I? Because I've been trying to redo some of the things that in HD because it's better color, better, you can see it better. Yeah, so I probably need to do those again. Eventually. I'll get to them all eventually. It was. Maybe I'll show you all my Delusions books in a minute. Okay, but let's do this real quick. How long have we been here? We've only been here 2 hours. Okay, so let's go with the real brush. Now, I've only got a set of like 30, 25 or 30 of these. So I don't have a ton of colors of the real brush. Eileen sent me these because, she's an enabler. She got me this set, so she wants to make me go buy the other ones. Hello, real quick. Yeah, no, nothing's ever real quick, right? I would need color and shade by number. I'm just doing. Well, yeah, it does take practice. It does take practice, Pamela. But that's why we're here for you, girl. We're here for you. All right. So maybe I don't really want to do greens though. Maybe oranges and yellows and reds. Oh my. I have quite a few greens. I do have a lot of greens. I don't know if I want her leafy. Let me get another piece of paper. Let me cut this out. Where's my scissors? Let me just cut a piece off here. Just have a little test something here. Okay. I know I'm going to probably want an olive green. Here's my water brush because we've got to do a water brush. Oh, let's make sure and put the paper behind. Even though I'm going to be using water-based, I still don't want a chance at going through. So there's that. And how much difference is this one? those two. Just like 2 or 3 colors. We don't need to get too, and maybe the dark. Let's see. That's too gray. I don't want too gray. I should put that over here. Let's test this one. That's brown. Don't want brown. That's another kind of a gray. That should go over here. This is going to be too green. Not olive enough, I don't think. Yes, way too green. I might have to just go with those two. Let's test this one again. Yeah, that's two. That's the best one of the 3, I think. Okay, we'll go with those. So let's play with these. And let me write on here, Zig Real Brush. This color, that color. So the colors I got here are, find the name. Where's the color name? Thought that color name was on olive green, mid green, and mid gray. Those are the colors. All right, I'm going to zoom in again and try to get the light established. Again. That's pretty good. What am I doing, Alicia? I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm playing with markers today. Although I'll do at the end, and give me about 30 minutes, and we'll do maybe some art journal flips or something. Yeah. And by the way, if you are new and you want to talk to me, put it in caps, because I just, I might catch your. No, I'm not going to do her face screen. I'm going to do these leafy bits. I might catch it if it's not in caps, but if you want to make sure I see it, put it in caps. Hey, Susan. All right, so let's just play with these 3 colors. Let me get which one here is the darkest? Is that the dark? No, that's not the darkest. It's the gray is the darkest. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to start with the medium gray. Now remember, these are watercolors. So they'll blend with water. So I have my water brush here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with like her bodice right here. So I'm going to get in here, and they're real brush. It's a tiny little brush, and it's a real brush. That's why they're called real brush. It's not like a plastic nib type thing. So I'm going to get in here, and I'm going to put some of that gray right here in the shadows. Whoops, I got a dot on her hand there. Good grief. Okay. And now I'm going to take the olive green and just kind of put some of that on there. Just a little. And then I'm going to blend that with water. Then if I need to, I'll put the light green in there. Okay. It looks kind of gray on the camera. It's an olive green. Hi, Eileen. We've been talking about your ears burning. Okay, so now it's blending just a little. It's not blending a whole lot. And I don't want to pill the paper. That's the thing about water. You don't want to pill your paper. So I'm going to just kind of put that in there, get some water blended in, and now I'm going to go to my light green. Let's make it the right one, and I'm going to put in some of the light green on the wall, because this is watercolor. So it's treated a little different than other types of markers. You can treat it more like a watercolor. But again, you want to be careful. And it's not so big deal here on on a one-sided, thicker cardstock, but you can't oversaturate. Don't oversaturate your paper if you don't want it to go through, or you got to be careful not to pill your paper. So you want to dry in between if you want to keep getting darker. But I think I'm just kind of liking that right there. See? That's with the watercolor. The water real brush clean. Let me give you the whole name. Zig Clean Color Real Brush Watercolor Markers. Okay, let me go back to the lightest one again. I need a little bit more. So I want it to look kind of foresty. Yes, they're the zigs. Okay, let's do this down here, these leafy areas. So I'm going to start with the gray again. And it's kind of like, you know, if you have a wet edge, it's easier to blend, you know. But they're watercolor. So now I'm going to get in here with my water brush and put some water down on each one of this row. And then I'm going to go back with the light green. You'll see that a little? Could I do that with water and Tombow markers? I don't know about the Tombow. I haven't used Tombow in years. And the Tombows that I have, I bought them for brush lettering. So I don't know if you could do this with your Tombow. I don't have enough Tombow colors to really. We can do a test. We can do a test if I can find them, you know, because they're with my lettering stuff. So let's see. Let me see if I can find a Tombow. Here's a Tombow. This is a gray, though. Let's see if I can find a better color to show up. Okay, well, here's a red. So there's a red Tombow. Well, it's pink, actually. What is that color? I don't know what color it is. All right, where's my water brush? I just had it in my hand. There it is. There, yeah. So they're water soluble. But here's the thing about it. If you want to get a soft edge there, soft enough where you can't hardly tell, you're peeling the paper. So you're going to have to do this kind of a technique on a decent paper, probably like a watercolor paper, something thick. This is pretty thick, but I can feel it peeling. Y'all know what I mean by peeling, yeah? You know, the paper fibers are breaking down. You like to do that on glossy paper. So you've done that already, Diane? You're just asking me just to be, you know, jacking with me? I'm teasing. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so I'm going back to the gray again. I'm just teasing, guys. I'm just teasing. All right, so now I'm going to go down to the next layer here of You're going to have some fun, people. Lighten up. How do you print your stuff on the good paper? Print what stuff? Print what stuff, Desiree? How do I print what stuff? Ah, oh my goodness. Okay, now I'll go in here with, I'll just go ahead and put some water down. Oh no, it's pink. I didn't clean my brush off. I didn't clean my brush. If you buy digital book, um, I just print it off on cardstock. If I've only bought a couple things to print, like a Bennett Klein, and I don't even know what else. I print it off on cardstock if I print from a download. Okay, that's the light green. I think I need the mid green first. Yeah, there we go. So put a mid green. So I'm kind of going back and forth between the water brush and the colors because they're watercolors, so they want water. They're thirsty little things. Is that the lightest one? Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Pamela. You too. Have a good weekend. Hey, Crafts by Teresa. Okay, and then if you want to, go back and forth to get more blend. You just take your time. After it's dry, you can go back and add another layer because it's real watercolor. So you can just layer and layer like you would with any watercolor. As it dries, you can add another layer. What kind of printer do I have? An Epson Artesian. It's quite old. I have the generation of, well, the one that Jean has the newer one of. So whatever the generation before Jean's, it's pretty old. Artesian, Epson Artesian. It's just an inkjet printer. But again, guys, I do not print very, very few things. Do I print out the color? I'm talking about, I could count on one hand how many I do a year. I just don't print out that much. I did one on craft, cardstock, a Bennett Klein Dragon. I've done a couple where I've done something and I just printed out on cardstock. 96 weight. What is it? 94, 96. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy at all. All right, let me do a little water there. Something like that, some little leafy bits. And after this dries, you can go back on there with some pencil. Okay, Jean, you got a thunderstorm going on. I wouldn't think that you had that many thunderstorms up in your area, but I guess I'm wrong. I guess y'all do. Because it seems like you talk about them quite often up in the Northeast Canada, out there in Diddle Diddy, Canada. I mean, on the edge. Jean lives on the edge of the world. Mars. She lives in Mars in Canada. Okay, I'm going to go just do these little leaves here, and then that's probably all I'll do on this for today. How do I keep your printouts from bleeding since it's inkjet? It does, if I print it out on cardstock. Now, if I just printed it out on, copy paper, the ink will bleed more. But if you print it out on cardstock, it seems to sink into the, when I do a watercolor painting with it, no. You got to remember, most of the things that I print out, guys, I just do pencil. I don't print it out to put water all over it. I print it out to color pencil. So I don't worry about bleeding, water bleeding. So, yeah, I wouldn't try to do this with a printout. That's just me. I mean, you might be able to, depending on your printer and all, but I do everything, pretty much everything from the originals. If it's Create Space paper, I work on Create Space paper. Whatever the book is made out of is what I roll with. Let's see, let's do a little dark right in there. So I just don't print out a lot of stuff. And for my collage, I use all original collage papers, right out of a book, calendar, a magazine, whatever. I don't make copies of that stuff. I don't really buy, well, I don't. I can't say I really don't, because I really don't buy any digi download collage stuff to use. I don't use any of that. Thanks, Pacola. And I don't use any fixatives because I don't like the smell. So, yeah. I think I just go with the white here, blend that out. Have you all heard or seen the paper that is made from rocks? No, haven't seen that, Diane. What does it do? I mean, what does it have, something special we can do with that? Is that like for playing rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, Faithful. The real deal. Tanya, I am too new. I cut out the pictures and scanned them on brother print and then, yeah, see. Yeah, I use all original stuff as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I've made a couple. I printed out a few things, like a Bennett Klein downloads, and he had free, he still might have free downloads every now and then, or he did have them for a while, a lot of them, like every Friday. I don't think he's doing that anymore. And so I'd print out a few Bennett Kleins to color, but I wasn't printing them out to watercolor them, to get them wet. Just pencil. Hey, Crafts by Teresa. I said hi to you. It's mineral paper. Okay, I don't think I've ever heard of it. Can pick the right paper for the project. Yeah, I'm not that picky about it. At least for my color books anyway. When I do my portraits, I do all those on the Strathmore Tone Tan paper, my portraits. But, it's nothing printed out. That's just drawn. I just draw on that. Oh, okay. I've never heard of it. Thanks, Suzanne. It's the new multimedia paper. It takes watercolor and markers better. Okay. Well, yeah, trust me, people, there's a something for everything. Whatever you want to do, there's something out there to do it with. But for me, guys, I was just like, I barely have time to use the things that are in the books, the things I already have printed out, the supplies I already have. So it's like I just, don't try a lot of new printers stuff, and I just use originals. That's just me. Don't email me if you don't. Okay, so I think that's enough shading on those little leaves. But I just want to kind of look foresty. I'm going to want her to look foresty, like leafy and like the Green Man, but a girl, kind of. Uh, yeah, all improvements all the time for sure, Sue. Okay, so I'm going to stop on this, but just so you can kind of see. There we go. A little bit of watercolor. I need to fix. I need this just a little bit more shadow right in there. Just some little leafy. And again, after this dries, well, let me hit it with the heat gun. All right, it's going to get a little loud for a second. Heat gun, guys. Make sure it's 100% dry on any mediums before you go in there with pencil. All right, let me put these away. I think I'll keep them together on this one side so that I can remember which three I'm using there. There we go. I'm trying to refrain from unpacking color and stuff. Oh, heck, I'm coming. Art supplies. All right. So anyway, I just keep all those in here and a couple little, um, in a little case. I got at Michael's on clearance. So yeah, this right here, if you want to, anybody wants to try your Tombos, which again, I got these to practice to do brush lettering, to try to do, I can't even think of the letter form right now, but to do brush lettering, not to color with, but they are water soluble. So use those too. Okay, I need to tape that to this so I remember what I'm using on her. But, okay, that's something else I'm trying to remember. Hey, D, I'm back. Your phone overheated, Sammy? Okay, well, welcome back. So there we go. That's with the Zig Kuretake water brush. And of course, I got my Jane Davenports. I use those watercolors. All right, so let's just do a little bit. Let's see, what color do I want? Do I want kind of a cream color? So if I want some more detail, like some highlights. Can y'all see? Yeah, that's showing up. And just a few highlights on there. With the little pencil. Welcome back, Kenneth. Hey, Mr. Q. So Anyway, you can add pencil. Okay, so I think that's all for those today, those marker tests. And you can always use Posca. I use Posca for, not for blending and stuff, but more for especially like white. Let me see if I got something in here we can work on top of. Little flower petals, little tiny things. It's good to go on top of, like if I wanted to put some designs, let's say. I don't really want to do it on this. Poscas are good for, let me just get a piece of cardstock and do a little test. I thought, here we go. You can do, let me just do some blue here. I got to dry that. Hang on. Okay, so we got, let's say we got a blue background. You can use a pink. You can use other colors on top of that. So they just go over everything because they're like an acrylic paint. So you can have a background of something, and you might want to either put a design, you just might want to draw on top of it. But that's just Copic on there, but you can go over it. Where's my white? Here. Or even black can go around. So Poscas are great for like going over anything. Can you show us how to press flowers dry for journals? I don't really do any pressed flowers anymore. I haven't done that since the 80s. I don't think I've done a pressed flower since the 80s. I don't do that. But thanks for the request. Faithful. I don't know where did that come from? Pressed flowers? You mean, oh, because you use it in your journal? Is that what you do? Who was it that I saw recently that had a flower press? Somebody has a flower press. Who was it? Does anybody remember? Did something with pressed flowers? I mean, I'm sure you can Google and find anybody that will do it, but you know. So I just want to show you that Posca will go over the top of like anything because it's acrylic paint. I don't know. That came out of the blue, Faithful. And then Poscas also have the shimmer. It's not really glitter. It's more shimmer. Let's see if it'll show up when I go around this so you can see. So I just want to do a little bit of marker play today. I hope y'all kind of had fun with that. Shannon Green has a flower press. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't mind video. Yeah, I want video ideas, but of stuff y'all know I do. Yeah, or yeah, I don't really do stuff like that. And I also don't any longer. I'll have to show you some of my boxes, my Cornell type boxes that I've done dimensional stuff. I don't do dimensional stuff anymore. I don't do clay, I don't do jewelry. I used to do all that stuff, but I narrow it down now to what I do. Welcome back, May. Oh, Shanna Green was pressing leaves and botanicals. Okay. I love when you color and you work on your journals. Thank you, Fernanda. Or is that, yeah, Fernanda? Whatever you do. Well, I do, oh, let me show you that shimmer. See if it'll show up. Can y'all see the pink around the border around it? See how it's shimmery? Those are Posca's shimmers. Okay. Yeah, I have, let me get my little book here. I have these are all my requests. These are the requests that I have. I'll read them if you want. Thanks, guys. I just was kind of threw me off. It's like press flowers? Have I done press flowers before? I don't think so, but okay, so this is my most recent list from people. Hey, Elizabeth. From when I did a giveaway before I was on live, YouTube Live, and I had to have everybody, leave a comment before I could do a giveaway. So I wrote down, this was everything that people asked me to do. So more Society of Idea Collectors, which, I try to do that at least every other week. Your list on Amazon is longer than this. This isn't stuff to buy, Prisma. Silly girl. Do more swipes. Do more swipes. Eileen, did I miss something in that conversation, Eileen? Because you're yelling at Janet while you're telling me to do stuff. Oh my gosh. Smack and Dragon? Yeah. Yeah, more Smack and Dragon. Okay, so more Society of Idea Collectors. People like my, of course, collage. More fan art portraits. I haven't done a fan art portrait for a while. And jelly prints with collage in the abandoned book. So people are getting specific. Okay. Distress inks in a color book background. And that says that they asked for chalk too. And I wrote, no, because I don't do chalk. Although y'all just hang loose, y'all might see me test some pan pastels. Okay. Just hang on to that. You might see me test some pan pastels. But chalk, no. Tea staining paper. Show how I do my galaxies and waterfalls. Well, I got check marks next to that because I show that every time I do a mixed media page. Jelly roll pens, jelly roll and any kind of pens that are tiny like that. I really don't use them. I don't do color book pages that have very many tiny bits. Like Johanna Basford's. I've done a couple pages out of her books, but they're so tiny. Like Lost Ocean here. They're so tiny. So I think I might have used, I don't know what kind of pen, tiny pens. But the only time I would use a jelly roll or something like that would be something like this. Sorry, guys, it's really flashed out. I'm trying to tilt it so it's not. But those little tiny bits like that would probably be like I would use jelly rolls or the, fine point pins, pins that are like that, tiny. Okay. Distress oxides in a color book background. I don't have the distress. Well, yeah, I do. I think I did that once. Okay, hang on, another rabbit trail. Well, we're on rabbit trails here, so I might as well rabbit trail it all the way. Which, let me see here. Hang on, gotta get into my stamp thing here. Hang on. some of these little ones here. They're not distress oxides. They're just distress inks. And I've done a little bit with, where's my other? These are the best things, I think, if you wanted to do, if you want to use like inks in your backgrounds. These little spongy tools. I think they're made by Ranger as well. Where you can, let's see. I'll just get a test. I don't really want to work on these pages. Let me just do something on the back. Where you take, let's see, I use green on this one. Take your distress inks and I don't know, let's see if I get that wet. Can we wet that? I can't remember. Yeah, I can wet that. But these little tools, you just bought some of these spongy tools. Yeah. And you can just do all kinds of things, but they're good for tiny, tiny blending areas. Like if you're doing something in a color book. Oh, okay. What days does she say when she's going to? Yeah, we need to announce if Paula's going to stream. We need to find out when days those are. I didn't see that announcement. Did she say it on Twitter or something? Or I might have missed a stream. Did she say? Oh, hey, Paula. I didn't see her here. I just saw Eileen say that. Hey, Paula. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I don't know, got off on that rabbit trail. Oh, so she doesn't know. Okay. Well, let us know when you do, Paula. Tweet it. Tweet it out. Oh, Eileen, you haven't told her what days yet? Oh my gosh. Okay, so distress inks in a color book. Light in a glow. I've done that where I show how to do a glow around candle lights or, a glow with pencil over acrylic. And, I do the animal stuff too. Every now and then we'll pull out the big scrolls and do animal portraits and stuff like that. So, hey, a French bulldog's as good as any to do. I don't know about all this stuff about art using on tea bags. I'm not quite sure haven't seen that. Might have seen it somewhere, but it's not like, probably won't do that. Water, mist, and fog. I do that quite often. How to do face shading and coloring more. They want to see more pictures of that. And of course, that means more portrait type stuff. Oh, well, have fun with your mom, Paul. I know you've been working like crazy. I'm glad you even get a day off. More face shading and coloring. More on the art scrolls. Tips on blending paint in Abandoned. So, and I'll pull out a couple of my journals here for a minute. What time is it? We're good? Okay. I try to, when I'm doing my collage, mixed media, or my art journals, I try to say out loud every single step I'm thinking or doing. I've been accused of over explaining, repeating myself, that kind of thing. But I just talk out what I'm doing. So I'm explaining. I probably do over explain, but people ask me all the time, well, what, especially for a live show, I might have 5 people ask me the same question in 30 minutes. So I guess I could just say, well, just go back and watch the recording. I'm not going to answer your question. Or I could just answer the question again, which is usually what I do. How did you make the Christmas lights glow? Oh, yeah, on the big craft paper. What it is it's a giant roll of craft shipping paper that we draw our animals on. And I think we did a reindeer. I forget. We did 3 or 4 different animals last Christmas. And Prisma's asking me, how did I get those Christmas light glows? I took a roll. I had Christmas lights here in the studio. And I poked holes in the back of the paper and popped the Christmas lights out and then took a picture. So our animals had lights glowing in them, literal lights popped through holes in the back of the paper. That's how we did that. Um, Different ways with acrylic to get rid of a blank page. Well, those are more my like dilutions journals. Oh, doing collage dioramas. Well, I wrote that I kind of do that with the posters. When I do a giant collage poster, um, y'all know my big posters. I pulled those big posters out. I can't really show. I'm really zoomed in right now. I'm not sure about this spray box to use with. Oh, just that just be any box. Let's see how I decide on how I decide on what color book backgrounds to do, like acrylic. Do I leave it plain? Do I do Spanish moss? And I really don't have a way to decide on that. I just kind of go by whatever the page looks like. Sometimes I'll do like I'll decide in my Mythomorphia that my Mythomorphia book's going to have all acrylic washes in the background. In my Hannah Carl's on one of those books, I think I decided I wasn't going to do anything with the backgrounds. No color in the backgrounds, just those little mushroom spore dot colors, those kind of things. So I really don't have a way of deciding. I just kind of look at the page and see what it says. I mean, says to me. Um, how I organize the supplies in my art room, and I've kind of shown that. Um, like with like, I keep like with like, whatever is the same. All right, well, I'm going to move the camera. So I have all my, here's my build. I built this shelf thing, built this out of black foam core. So like, here's all my Crayola markers. Then there's paints down there. The inks are in front of the paints, all the inks right there. See, I keep everything. There's pencil bundles. There's Copics and Hoo-Hoos down there. I keep everything like with like. And that's true with my stamps, my stencils, my artist trading card stuff, my card stock. Everything is like with like. That's how I stay organized. Paintbrushes all are in one, and they're in jars all together. Yeah. You're not listening to your pages, Suze. Using metallic Prismacolors. I don't really use metallic Prismacolors. I wrote it down to show, sometime to do, but I don't like, and it's not just Prismacolor, I don't like metallic pencils do not seem real to me. They don't seem like real metal. I just don't like metallic pencils. You don't have to use everything. You don't like it, then you don't like it. I mean, just face it. You don't have to do everything. Um, I'm trying to see where I was. Just on color book backgrounds, how organized metallic. Oh, they want me to do northern lights, like instead of like nebulization to do northern lights, and I think it's probably pretty much the same. I don't think I've ever tried to draw the northern lights, although I've seen the northern lights. You don't like them either, May? I just don't like metallic pencils. Yeah, I don't know why. Sketching and coloring birds. And we haven't done that for a while. I'm going to make a note because I'm kind of like itching to do something like that. We haven't done birds. So let's sketch and color some birds. We've done them before, but it's been a while. Um, do more in the magazine collage magazines, more jelly plating, more syllable pages. Yeah, I'm behind on those syllable pages. A couple months into that, and that one kind of fell, but I showed how to do it. If anybody wants to keep doing syllable pages. But I just can't do everything. And more in the mixed media, mind mapping, idea collecting, prompt playground, art journal, collage covers, art journal, collage covers. And did three, oh, travel. I did three travel. Oh, like I did. Okay, got it. I gave them all away. That was during the New Year's marathon, the streamathon. I made using the traveler's notebooks. I just made them, I think, out of just some heavy cardstock. And so I made some traveler's notebooks and I did collages from scratch on them, like an art card, like my here. Let me show you, this kind of thing. Like my art cards, this kind of collagey bit stuff, this kind of stuff. I made traveler notebook covers and I did three of them and I gave them away for the New Year's streamathon. These are the kind of things. These are my art cards. These are 3x5. I mean 3x4. Although I have been making some 3x5 ones to test, so they're varnished. Anyway, I did some traveler notebooks. So those were given away at New Year's. Anything on that list? Different sizes of art. ASMR. We can stop and do ASMR anytime with a thing of pencils. It took me a while because I did 3 TN for New Year's. What did I do on New Year's? TN. What's a TN? I do. I like UFOs. I'm finished. Okay. So more in my Diane Reevely journals, animal collage posters. I know I got to do some more of those because my animals are going to be my phone cases. Do more on the Cameo. Well, I usually do my Cameo when I do a face-to-face. I need to do another face-to-face where I'm cutting out on the Cameo, silhouette Cameo, because that's about the only thing that you can see me do when I'm a face-to-face, because I don't have multi-camera where I can switch back and forth. I don't have all that kind of stuff set up. Not yet, anyway. Hey, Jacqueline. And so it's either one or the other. You're seeing what I'm doing or it's a face-to-face. And then you can't see anything I'm doing on the desk except like when I do the Cameo driveway art. That's a lot of work, girl. I do think I have it on the list, but for those of y'all who don't know what driveway art is, it's been some years. It's been some years since I did that. But I stream outside. I have to set up, I have to move all my tables from the backyard to the front yard. I really need someone to help me because I can't be out in the yard or on the driveway doing big giant pours of paint and spray paint and stuff like that on huge rolls of paper and come back and check the camera. Check the stream situation. So I really have to have someone there to do the streaming part while I'm doing the art in the driveway. And then what I do is I take those giant rolls of paper and I cut them up and make and do giveaways with them. Yeah, someone has to man the stream, do the chat, the streaming, and all that while I do that. Hubster did help me one year. Hubster helped me and then one year Annie was here and helped me, and then we forgot to. It was hard. She didn't know either, but we didn't hit record, so we just streamed it live on UStream, and we didn't record. So help me, help me move furniture, come pick you up. Okay, so let's see. I won't be doing any of the dirty pour acrylic stuff. That if y'all want to see that, I made a note. I recommend going to watch Debbie Epps and Sandra because you won't see me do it. So if you want to see the dirty acrylic pours, go see Debbie Epps and Sandra, Scraps to Beauty. No, these are just my granddaughter made these silly band ones. I have tons of these. These other ones are just like little dollar ones from big box, like Walmart, Target kind of things. But I did see little rabbit trail here. I did see, and it looked really cool on Facebook. Someone took, okay, let me just see if I can, little rabbit trail here, guys. Where's that piece of loose cardboard I have here? I have a piece of thin cardboard. That one's too thick. Let's see, that one's too thick. Okay, here, this one might work. Okay, so I saw on Facebook that someone did a circle. I don't think I have, where's the plate? What's the plate work? How to make these kind, this kind right here, the thinner kind. Okay. The driveway scroll was epic. Thanks. Okay, so they took a cardboard like this. I'm trying to remember in my head. It's at 8. I think it was 8. Okay, so they had this circle. I have to get out some embroidery floss. I have to think of where my embroidery floss is. But I'll show y'all if anybody wants to try this out. If you're on Facebook, I think look up kids crafts. Forget. Okay, here we're. Got to get the middle here. Let's see how they do this. It's probably not going to be exact, but okay, so they did this. I'm trying to get it as even as I can here. The middle. So they did 4, and then they did in between. This isn't even. This isn't even, but you got to make it even. I think you have to make it even. Maybe you don't have to make it even. Okay, so you got that, and you got a hole right in the middle, like this. Okay, and what you do now is you take and you cut slits in all 8. That one really needs to come over here. That was really off. Let's see if I can kind of erase that because I'm going to get confused when I go to, let's see. I don't want to get confused when I go to do the, are y'all wanting to see this? I don't know if you want to see this. My embroidery floss is in spare bedroom closet. No, I have some here too, Suze. Yeah, that was my extra. That was my overflow, Suze. I got some here too. I just got to find it. I think it's under here. Hang on. Hang on. I'm under the table. Just a minute. Okay. All right, I got it. That was my overflow. Suze, when she was here, she goes, "Oh, it's in the other extra closet." But I have some here too. Okay, so let's pick. Are y'all up for this for a minute? I was going to do the flip through the art journals, but let's see here. Let's do this real quick. Let's do some bright colors. Here's green, blue, orange. And it doesn't have to be 6 different colors. It could be, 3 and 3 or something like that. But I'm going to try to do really need black. Y'all remember I used to work for a cross stitch company designing cross stitch books. All right. Okay. So, and I don't think I think they might have used, I don't know what, I know it had to be floss. I'm pretty sure it was floss. Okay, so then what they did is, I don't know how long of a strand they use either. Maybe they probably didn't cut it. They probably just left it. I don't remember. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to just get 6 strands here, and I'm not going to cut it because I'm not sure how much you need. I think it just depends. After you probably make a few, you probably know, right? All right, so I'm going to get the 6 color strands here. Uh-oh, that one's got a knot in it. Uh-oh, don't be naughty. This one's got a knot. Okay, so I'm probably, oh, there it goes. I'm probably going to have to cut that one. Okay, then yellow. You want to be more gentle and take your time. I'm getting it all raveled up now. All right, let's take off. Got this one raveled up. You want to take your time. Don't try to do this first time on a stream. Let's go with the light blue and purple, maybe? All right. All right, so now light blue, purple. Okay, so now I got 8. Bye, Melody. The people are going to be dropping like flies now. But hey, okay. So then you take your 8 colors and you poke it through the hole in the middle. Okay, all of them in the middle. Come on, get in there. Okay, so you got all of them in there. Okay, and then you tie a knot just to have them all, together. Okay, like that. I might need to tie 2 knots because I think it's going to pull through. Might have made the hole too big. So let's do a double knot so it doesn't come back through. Okay, are y'all with me? You still with the tour? The way a binder clip works? Okay, well, I'm just going to show y'all the process. This is then you take all 8 strands and you put every color, 1 color in each of the 8 slits. I'm going to have to cut this off. I don't think it's going to be enough, but lengthwise, but I can't deal with all that hanging down. I don't know how long you're supposed to make this. You'll have to, if you make a couple, you'll probably know how long to make your strands. But I'm going to be in a big wad here if I'm not. Okay, so you take. So you think a big binder clip on there is to hold it? Okay, we'll do that too. All right. I'm already getting aggravated. I can see I would not be making one of these. Hang the floss off the edges. All right, everybody's telling me, y'all already know. Here's the thing. You guys already know how to do this, and you're making me do all this? You girls, I swear, they're all going, man, we already know how to do this. Where you been the last 50 years, Dee Dee? They've been doing this since, especially Eileen. She's bossing me around. Okay, so there we go. So you got all your colors like that. And now they're saying that I need some kind of weight on the bottom. She didn't have, the girl that I saw do this on Facebook, there was no weight on there. She just kept kind of tugging on it every now and then. She just kind of tugged on it. She didn't have anything no weight on there. She just tied a knot. Okay. And then what she did, let's see, I'm going to be in a big mess here. Every third one. Oh, no, wait. It was 7 because you had to have a blank. So let's get one of these, get rid of one of these. Let's get rid of the black one. Sorry, guys. I just remembered you had to have a blank spot. So it's 7 colors. Let me pull that. Let me just cut that one off. Okay, so it was 7 colors because you had to have a blank. Okay, so then what you did is every third one. So like here's 1, 2, 3. You take the third one and you go over to the empty one. Okay. Then the third one over to the empty one. Third one over to the empty one. And you just keep doing that. I hope I'm doing that right. Third one, every third one over to the empty one. And then just keep pulling. Keep pulling. Okay, let me just keep working here. Third one to the empty. Third one to the empty. Third one to the empty. I don't think you have to keep churning it. You probably can get a little rhythm going. Third one to the empty, and then just keep pulling down in the center. We'll look at it in a minute. Okay, third one to the empty. Third one to the empty. Third one. We're just going to do it for a minute here. And just keep pulling down in the middle. Third one. Third one. Okay, so let's just see how we've gone here. So you can see that what you're doing is you're making a little braid. Can y'all see that? Starting to braid right there. See the little bit of braiding we got done right there? Not much. There's a little bit of braiding in there. Okay, so who can I send this to? Anyway, guys, that was a wild rabbit trail right there, people. Okay. Well, so oh my gosh. Okay. Where was I? Call fruit of the loom headquarters, bat and floss tongs. Send it to Eileen. No, because you know what will happen, Janet? You know what, Janet? If I sent that to Eileen, you know what she would do, right? She'd send it to you. She would send it to you. Okay, let me finish my list here, guys, and I'll show a couple of journals and we'll go. Just tangle flamingos with it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Mix me animal posters, cameo. Oh, doing more color combination things, using the design seeds. That's one of Eileen's favorites. She likes when we use design seed color combinations for things. Some of these are like how to do specific things in color pencil. More Copic blending. How to start a portrait if you wanted to use a grid, because we did, there is one, maybe 2 over the years that I've uploaded. One I think was with Darcy UK, and I don't remember if we used a grid to show when we did the one of Jen Oz's granddaughter. I don't remember, but how to draw a portrait from a grid. More art cards. Beeswax. See, I don't do anything with beeswax. How to make a collage cohesive. Um, oh, use a a book of flowers, like a book of nature flowers, gardening, to do an altered book page. Doing an altered book page with flowers rather than like abandoned, you know. Another draw along like Amelia. Yeah. No, I think with the Amelia one, I think I did the sketch and I posted it on my blog so everybody could print out the outline, the line art, and everybody could print out the line art and color along with me. That's what we did. Oh, look, I just found a string. And colored along with me. What else do we hear? Someone wants me to do, color that Johnny Depp page from Janet. That's in my 3-ring binder, that Johnny Depp picture. Someone wants me to color that one, Janet. Do another monochromatic color book page. I did remember the Cemetery Angel. That one's a monochromatic. People always go, I like seeing your details when you don't hurry. And I like doing that too, but that means not finishing anything. So sometimes I'll go into a middle of a page I've already started so you can see the details toward the end. Because by the time, it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to get to the details. And the details are the fun part for me too, whether it's on a color book, a mixed media, abandoned book, or whatever. But it takes, hours to get to those details. Use more quotes in mixed media. And I did get this book for more quotes for you guys. I did get the, hang on. My bookshelf's falling over. Almost lost my bookshelf there. Did you hear it go sliding? I almost lost it. I got this big book of quotes to do more quotes for brush lettering, and mixed media projects. It's an awesome book. Of course, you don't have to have a book. You can get quotes online. But I've been wanting to get this positive quotation book for a while. So more quotes. Okay. Of course, pumpkins, doing collage pumpkins. I do that in October. And there's kind of like my masks. It's the same process as my collage masks, but they're done on pumpkins. And I do that in October. So this is half masks. See, that's a half mask there. Another half mask. See, it's a half mask. And then this is like a full butterfly face mask. So I do pumpkins like that. Okay, so that'll be in October. We'll get to that in October. The last double page in Villasson has a screened trellis. I didn't know how to approach it. The last double page spread. Okay, hang on. Zimiasnova. The last double page spread. This one's really not a double page. I mean, it's two separate things. Is this the book you're talking about? Last double page spread in the book. I'm not sure. No, not this book. I don't know if I have Villian's, I don't know. I don't think I have that book, Mr. Q. I don't think I have that book. I'm not sure which book you're talking about. I don't have that one then, Mr. Q. I think that's the only one. Oh, I gave it away. Well, how am I going to help you, Mr. Q, if I gave it away? Silly. I don't know. I can't look it up. You silly. Um, poster from start to finish. Okay, doing a poster from start to finish. I said I have that in my playlist. So I think that they're talking about. I'll bring down one of the posters here in a minute. Large scale journals, more napkin journal, syllables. Oh, more syllables, more demos from how to. Oh, okay. I know what that one is. People want me to do more from the color books that I have for demos. I just showed them last week. Where'd I put those two little babies? The books on, I can't think of even who did them right now. Hang on, let me find them. How to color stuff, how to color. Hang on. I'm looking for them, guys. I stuck them up on my shelf and I don't know where I put them. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. The books on coloring techniques, coloring technique books. I can't find them right now. Stuck them up on the shelf somewhere. And I don't know where I put them. Anyway, coloring more out of, like where I showed how to do the eyes, did a cat eye, did a human eye, those kind of books. So yeah, we can do more of that too. I'll make a note of that one too. Color book techniques. Books. Oh, well, I don't know. The only one that's recent was the Botanicum that I gave away recently. The other one was that little fairy book, which I haven't sent out yet. I forget who won it on Wednesday, but that's not it. That's just those little fairy faces. Those are a salvo, Gracia salvo. So I don't know. I don't. Does not that Villian Son does not even sound familiar to me. I just thought he meant the Vinyas Nova. So yeah, I don't know. That's not ringing a bell. How I built my black shelf. I've drawn it out how I drew it, how I built it, but I can't actually build it. You have to build that on the floor. I built that with two huge pieces of black foam core. We used to use foam core all the time in building props. So I've used it a lot. Hey, Kat, thank you. Driveway art. Greeting cards. I put no. Different types of paint for different projects. See, I think I do that a lot. I show every paint I use. Color book, glass. Okay, how to. That's more of the how-to books. The how-to color book techniques. How to color leaves and flowers. So that's my request list there. All right, so let's see. Let me show you a couple of books. Yeah, let me put this up so I have some space. This goes up in here. I also want to talk more about the books that I've been reading. You know, here's just 3 sitting here. Let me back out. Oh, and I was going to show you the poster. And then I guess we should go because now I'm just sitting here rambling. Okay, let's move the camera to it. So these 3 books that I've read, I'm almost done with Creative Quest. I finished Think Like an Artist, and I want to do some projects out of the collage idea book. Oh no, they're just from this one my granddaughter Boo made. These are made out of silly bands. But all these are just like little dollar bracelets that you get at Walmart or Target. They're just little, yeah. I just got them for the summer. I just wanted some summer bracelets. So anyway, the collage idea book, I want to try some of these techniques. They're not like follow alongs. They're not like step outs or anything like that. This one, you can see there's all my notes that I have to still write down in a traveler's journal notebook, or one of my idea books. These are all the places I want to write the notes out separately. And the Creative Quest, same thing. I got notes going in that one. So those are books that I want to discuss again. And then also I want to do some more with our stuff in this Art of Watercolor book that I got, because it's so inspiring. And I don't really do watercolor, but just little doodles, more little watercolor like doodles. These kind of things would be fun to do, to cut out and put in an art journal page. Just do some little, tiny things like this and cut them out and use them in an art journal. You wonder why? Because I'm still on? Yeah. I think it's time for you to go to bed. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning for you, Miss Melody. Let's see, what else do I have sitting around here? I have this book sitting around that not even necessarily for projects, but for more ideas for Society of Idea Collectors. This book I have to we're working in. What else? I have to finish my portrait, and I do have one other commission after doing the one for Ken for his birthday, which I got to finish that. This one's in progress, so I'm working on that picture. He's just based in. She's got further along. What else? So my journals I'll show these and then we'll go. Well, can't get them all at once. They're in different stages. These are my collage journals. They're the, what do you call it? Diane Reevely. Oh, what are they called again? Dilutions. These are the Dilutions books that I have put faux covers, faux painted techniques. And I did have videos on those. Yeah, the Epic Marker Shelf. Yeah. So these are, let me adjust the lighting because now it's really weird. Got really bright. Don't know why. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. It's so hard to adjust the light. 1 minute it's one setting, works good. Another minute it's a different setting. Depends on if I have an open white page. So anyway, these I have, what do you call it? They're videos on how I did these faux leather books. Yeah, thanks, Picole. Please use caps if you're talking to me, because I will not see it. Hey, Pepper. Thank you, Pepper. Okay, so they're different ones. All right, so this was my first one. I have 4. This was my first one, and I started it in 2013. See, there went the light. As soon as I opened the book, the light went away. I started to do this as a calligraphy illuminated lettering type book. And that's what I bought the book for. This is as far as I got. That first page. And then I went to collage. I went straight to collage. So these, and if you see shine, that means it's varnished and complete. So I'm just going to kind of do a quick flip. Oh, the lighting. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. I try. I really try. It all depends on the page. Thanks, Diane. So these are all collages started from scratch. Not like in my abandoned books. Those start with a book. These start with a blank page. You like the first page? That page? So these are just some of my collage. This one's 2013. And if they're shiny, they're varnished. I'll try to kind of prop up the page so the sun. It's just gonna have a spot glare. Okay, so you can kind of see. Thanks, Prisma. Prisma, you just like them all. Just admit it. You just like them all. This one I kept as my phone cover for a couple years. I really like this one. Hey, Jamie. I'm just about ready to wrap it up here and go. So these ones are from 2013. I like this one too. All right, so here's where they start unfinished. So here is where they're still in progress. These are all in progress. I varnish it with Delta Ceram Coat Exterior Interior Gloss Varnish. Any water-based gloss varnish, but I just found this one works the best. And you just put some on and use a foam brush. Don't use a brush because you'll have brush marks. If you use those cheap water, those foam brushes, then it won't have brush marks. So this is what they start as. They'll start like any of these. It could start as any of these. And then I'll take them and I'll build pages out of them and into stuff like this. And then see, this is all paint in the background. Okay, paint. So this one is from 2013. These are all unfinished, but it doesn't bother me to have it unfinished. You too, Kenneth, thank you. It doesn't bother me to have an unfinished page. This one's done, but it's not varnished. So you can see the difference between a varnish. See when it's shiny and varnished? This one's it's done, but it's not varnished. This one we did sort of recently. I think I pulled this book out and someone asked me to do something in it. But just so y'all can see, I don't ever feel like I have to finish a complete book before I come back. I can leave it and come back, or this one is done, but it's not varnished. This one, I need some more. This one's not done, and then all these are not done. Sorry, it got dark again. It goes. And I don't remember the dates on the other ones here. This one's about halfway done, or halfway got stuff going in it. This one's from 2016, so this might be one of my newer ones. So that's done and varnished. This one has a lot going on. And we did take quite a while to do this one. There's a video for this. Bye, Kathy. Thank you. We're about wrapping it up here. I've been here over 3.5 hours. I try to keep it under 4. This one's done. It's got some glitter on. This one's got one of my favorite pages in it, actually. Which one is it? I'll just make Terry a copy of that. That shouldn't be on there. Okay. So this one is one of my favorites, and it's got glitter. Can y'all see the glitter? That's real glitter on there. It's not stickles. And I do not really like to use real glitter, but this was done on a feather cutout, silhouette cameo cutout, and it had the glitter on it, but I varnished over it, so it's not moving. But there's some in there, but this is one of my favorite pages. I really like that. You can see the time is on her shoulders. There's a stairway right there. Thank you, Prisma. Prisma, you've seen these. You've seen these a bunch of times. But I really like that one. And then here's more just, in progress. This one's done. This is one of my reverse ones. So this one, you can look at it this way, or you can look at it this way. It works either way. So it's like reversible collage. It's not it's not reverse collage, but it's a reversible, a mirror collage. But it's not really a mirror because it's not exact, but it can be either way. So these got all different ones in process as well. And then I probably bought a new book. See, I can still go back and do these at any time. There's a few more in here. There's another owl back there. So that's that one in progress or in process. Then this one I think is the one that I use with color book images. So I think this one might have been the precursor. Let's see. All right, this is 2015. I don't remember when we started the napkin journal, but we started using color book pages, color book images, cutting out color book images and using them in an art journal. Let's see, it's crooked there. So that's what we started in this one. Not everyone has a color book something on it, but a lot of them do. What's the name of these journals? Oh, Dilutions. I might have, yeah, here. This is what they're, when you buy them, they're craft colored. They're just like craft, like cardboard color. They're just cardboard color journals, and this is what they look like. This is, they have this cover on it, the Dilutions. And they come in this large size, and they come in and it comes with a pocket, the folder here too. And they come in the smaller ones. I don't have any of the smaller ones, but they're Dilutions. Thank you. We gave them a spike collar. This is from 2015. Tattoo, helmet. And then I put him in this book, and then she just looks like she needs to be like staring at him, holding her heart. And then this is probably some Dilution sprays. And yeah, so they're all this is in different stages. And then I started using some color book cutouts. So these giraffes I intermingled them with my collage. Named the pug Harley. And so we colored the color book pages, cut them out, and then glued them in. Just like we do the napkin journal, except instead of using napkins in this book, it's collage. And they're all in different stages. It's all different stages. But I like this book, even though it's not really anything finished. It's got some finished stuff. This is a page out of the Look fashion book, the Look color book by Suwa. And so she is one that I printed out on cardstock and recolored. So I've colored her, I think, twice and cut her out, and she's going to be incorporated in a background. Same for this. This is from I think this is from, is that from the Somerset? I don't remember. So these are from a fairies out of a fairy book. So she's out of a color book. Some have color book pages like this. Those are color book pages. Mixed media collage. Little bears are out of a color book. That's Goldilocks and her 100 bears. These girls right here are out of Creative Haven. She's out of the Fashion Floral Creative Haven. Colored and cut out. So yeah, got dark again, guys. I don't know. Steampunk girls, another steampunk. So they're just in different stages. This one's done. My time traveling steampunk couple. I think there's a video on this. But again, it's going to be back before we had HD. But they're colored out of a color book. Cut out, glued down, and painted in. So you can see how different books, this is one of my favorites. I don't know why I love the page, just like it is. So just different things that we've done in art journals. Steampunk girl out of a color book. This is out of a Dover clip art. So you can see, it just makes me happy to have this book. These little fish are out of a Creative Haven color book. This is a Dover clip art. This is a Creative Haven floral fashion girl. Did her with a little time portal under the sea, under the water. This was just some funny things we did one day. I don't even remember why we did those. So, yeah. So it's just kind of a mixed media collage and color book images all together. So, yeah, there's that one. And then the last one, which I think is probably my newer one. This one's, I did the cover. This is all collage, mixed media collage here. And I did varnish it. There's the back side. This one, 2016. Hey, Colleen. How do I get my collage piece? Magazines, calendars, old books, new books, marble books. Yeah. So this one is collage there. This is what the book looks like. I mean, the envelope looks like on the inside. I've painted this. I've painted the spine. The spine is red cloth. And then the covers are usually, like I said, the craft, corrugate color. Paula's here. I got to call it corrugate. And there's lots of videos for all of these. There should be videos for almost all of anything that's finished in here. Hey, Sharon. So like this might start like this. Okay. So you can see there's just different ways I start. I just glue down different things that appeal to me. And then I turn them into my worlds. These have some out of abandoned another abandoned book. Like I have 3 of them. One I work in, one I've cut up. I've got calendars, abandoned places calendars. So this one has abandoned stuff in it. So, but this is how they can start out. So If you're afraid to start with a blank page and start with 0, like I do on these, then that's when you need to get an abandoned book. And I'll only take the time to show one abandoned because we got to go. We got to go. So, yeah, this one's one of my tiger, a couple tiger pages. So you can see the little worlds that you can create with collage. But if you're afraid to start with a blank page, then start with a book to alter. Because this is how I start my collages. Your finished pages are like, shift can't look, can't one. That one's done. This one took a while. There's a lot of detail going on in this one. This one, we took a lot of time on this one. That one probably took, this might have been a 2-parter. Let's see, what else here? In progress. This one is one of the few that I really just do not like at all. It didn't come out like I envisioned it. He's supposed to look like he's cut. If I did Digi, I could do this in a second if I Digi. I wanted him to look like he's popping out of the water. And I just didn't get it like I wanted. But and here's another starter. So yeah, there's that one. And then real quick through the Abandoned Places book, I'll try to get right to, I won't stop and talk about them. I'll just get right to the finished ones. So these you start out with something. You're not starting out with a blank page. And if you want to try to practice some collage, that's a good thing to do. Find you a book. It doesn't have to be Abandoned Places book. You want to have a book that you're going to like. Okay, you don't want to get if you don't like Abandoned Places, it creeps you out, get you a gardening book, a fashion book, a home decor, an architecture book, a travel book. Get you a book that has images that you like, that you don't mind, altering, but that you're going to enjoy. Because if you don't like, if a lot of people get creeped out by Abandoned Places, if you're going to get creeped out by it, you're not going to want to spend time in it. And you're certainly not going to want to finish a whole book, right? So I'm just going to do a quick flip through here. So you can see there's stuff done on every page pretty much. Something's done on pretty much all pages. This one doesn't have anything. Well, it's got some glued down stuff. But yeah, this one's done. It's not varnished, but that one's done. There's a video for that. This is one of my favorites. I love this page. Sorry, it's kind of flashing out a little, but I love this page. This is all paint and pencil down here. This one's done. In progress. This one's done. This one's done. In progress. Done. In progress. In progress. Most of these are in progress. So I have 5 different abandoned books, including Abandoned Castles, which Kieran Connolly sent me. Not sent me. I sent him a page out of that I did out of Abandoned Castles. I don't know if it'll show up. I'll try it. I did tweet it out. But anyway, I sent that out to him. He's in the UK. I sent it to his publisher, care of his publisher. And let me find that picture I sent him. There's Cameron again. Here. Here's the one I sent him. You can see it on my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And that's out of abandoned castles. All right, Light, come on, cooperate. So thanks everybody for stopping by. There's a video on this one. This one's done. This one's done. Uh-oh, I got something stuck there. You got to make sure not to, you want to make sure and put wax paper when you're doing these because you could accidentally glue them together on the edges. This one I'm working on. I'm going to have a separate sky opening right here. So I started working on that one. It's going to have a different plane, a different dimension. Yeah, there's lots of them, Leanne. Go look at my playlist. Look under mixed media, and I'll have abandoned places, and they're abandoned. I've got tons of videos. But remember, I just started YouTube Live a couple weeks ago. So those videos on Ustream are not in HD. So don't anybody email me and go, oh, it was a crappy video. It was before we had HD. We did not have HD on Ustream like we have here on YouTube. So this is one I'm working on right now. We didn't have HD. So the quality of the videos is not as good as we have now. Yeah, so this is one there's no video on this one. This one I'm just working on myself. Yeah, we're spoiled now with HD. But I've only been over here on YouTube for about 3 weeks. I mean, YouTube Live. All my videos for the last 5 years, there were some years that I streamed before I started uploading to YouTube. But all the videos for the last 5 years that I did on Ustream are uploaded to YouTube. But I've only been live streaming from YouTube for about 3 weeks. This one's done. See my little guy right there? Little guy right down there. Yeah, so these are all, what I'm doing now is recorded. The other thing I want to remind you of, guys, is after I quit the stream here, it can take an hour or an hour and a half to fully render this video with the chat. So if you go right, when I quit this video, if you go right to the video, you'll see the video and you'll see it maybe an hour long. You'll only see about an hour of it and you may not even get the chat. It takes for a 3 to 4 hour video, like this one's going on 4 hours. It will take an hour and a half to fully render the full HD video with the chat. So give it an hour or two after the live show is over to get the full recording. Okay, this one's done. This one's done. There's a video on this one. Well, there's a video probably on almost all the completed ones. Not every one, but this was a recent one we did. This one was just maybe a couple months ago. This one was just a couple months ago. Yeah, and I like having the chat too, because for me, if I go back and I missed some of the chat, I can get, what people said in the chat, but I can also follow people because a lot of new people come over here and that we didn't know from Ustream. And I like to follow back and go watch their videos and things. And so it's nice for me to have the chat too recorded. So anyway, this one is all painted the sky, I think, right Well, I think I actually painted over all of them. There's maybe a little bit right there. Everything else is paint. And then I painted all this out to blend. So there's two little people right there. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed. We did a little bit of marker and color books. And we always have rabbit trails. This one's done. We always have rabbit trails on my show. It's always chatty. It's a chat show. You're going to have chat. You're going to have repeating. Just saying. Roll with it, people. Just roll with it. So, yeah. So I'm working in 5 different abandoned places. Abandoned places, abandoned castles, hidden, let's see, forgotten heritage, abandoned America, and abandoned amusement parks. So yeah, and y'all remember at 2, which is about an hour and a half, Barb Owen streams at 2 on YouTube. So y'all go peruse the awesomeness of uh, Barb, and we'll see you guys on Monday. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Janet's going to stream after Barb. Okay. And that'll be on Ustream though, right? Yeah, well, it has to be because she hasn't got her internet. Janet's working. She gets her new